Alright, go ahead.
Outer Haven. Outer Haven.
Voyage.
Assemble!
Such late reaction.
I thought he was doing it. I thought he was doing it himself.
Okay. That was mistakenly planned out, guys. Sorry for that. And
I was trying to get y'all to say something.
I thought you were gonna say it all by yourself, though. I thought that's why I did
Yeah,
last.
that's what I was on to.
That's why I was just like, everyone was just pausing, waiting for Steve to be like, Outer Haven. I mean, Outer Haven. Assemble.
Alright,
But
so,
anyway, yeah, go on.
so
Sorry.
on today's video, we're gonna be talking about the Straw Hats at the end of the series and where they're gonna be ranked in the show, basically. So, like, you know, for instance, like Luffy and Zoro, then like whoever else we think below that, and
So
throw our
you
own
guys go ahead
opinions and
first.
such. So I'd say let Stebo go first.
So we starting with the bottom.
Top. Actually, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I got Chopper at the bottom.
And then why?
Yo. Okay, sorry.
Well, I just see everybody else with a lot more potential than he has.
Okay. Yeah, if you give like a brief description, just like a one sentence like description after, just kind of get like the why.
Because I could say, like, One Vision had a point the other day when we were doing the stream. He was saying that Zoe and Devil Fruits don't have as much to offer as other Devil Fruits, and even the Straw Hats without the Devil Fruits have, you know, like Sanji has the whole
that's a good point.
special genes going on. Zoro has the swordsmanship and the Ashura. We haven't seen what it might be doing post time skip. Frankie has his modifications, and knowing that eventually we're going to see Vegapunk, I can see that. I can see his technology being taken to a whole nother level. And with Robin, I think her Devil Fruit has some crazy potential. Brook, it's basically the same thing, and he's a swordsman. And with Nami and Usopp, they both have both of their equipment is really crazy when you think about it. The potential that comes with it.
Chopper used to be the guy with physical power, but especially the one that thought out when he went brain point. Remember?
Yeah.
So he's a little bit of a strategist, so he doesn't need to be high up in the strength.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt you. Was someone in a tunnel or something? Like bare wind I'm hearing.
Might be Stebo. I thought I said earlier.
You said someone in the tunnel?
Yeah, because it sounds really good. Yeah, like that.
Are you talking about that noise in the background?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, where's it come from?
Let's do the test. Everybody mute their mic and
all right,
one at a time.
It's not me.
It's Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki?
It can't be me. I'm still hearing the wind. Wait, let me go mute again.
It's your Nikki.
Oh wait, but Stebo's still doing it. It's a combo. I think it's like the background noise is Nikki, but I think the wind thing is Stebo.
Yeah.
I'm literally just in my room by myself, man.
Yeah, the wind is from Stebo, but the machine-like sounds are from Nikki.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm using my laptop with my phone.
Oh, okay, whatever. It's fine. We'll deal with it. So I would say Heaven if you want to go next for your bottom.
Wait, Stebo, where does your wallpaper? What is that?
That's a Shanks 2.0.
Yeah, Guild Arts.
Oh, Guild Arts. Yeah.
Shanks 2.0.
Yeah, the Shanks copycat.
Who wants to go next?
Imagine the comments, the Fairy Tail fans.
Yeah, fuck Fairy Tail.
Oh,
We're talking about One Piece right now, so let's get back to the list.
So
who's next?
yeah, I'll do Heavens if you want to go next.
No, you go first.
You want me to go?
What?
Wait, do your bottom. Do your bottom person.
All right, so
End of series, remember? End of series.
end of series, right? Man, I'm gonna go with Nami
Nami. Why do you say that?
because I think in his lobby was a good representation of multiple ranks. But then the question arises: if Robin fought someone, would she be at the level of Khalifa or what was his name?
Luno.
The one Chopper fought?
Oh,
Kumadori?
yeah,
Kumadori.
Yeah, you're right.
So would Robin be at that point in time Kumadori's level or Khalifa's level?
I think she should have been fighting someone like Khalifa personally.
Yeah. So you guys think Robin can advance in strength towards the end of series?
Yeah, like the one big thing for Robin, I think,
Of course.
is like if her awakening potential, right? Like if she could turn everything else into like a full body version of herself. Like I could see it being like a shadow clone jutsu where like each of her individual bodies she creates could then create different body parts. So that'd be like having multiple versions of her, like creating more and more stuff, kind of like a domino effect. So like I think by the end of the series should be pretty crazy strong. Like even pre-tense, you have like the clutch, the snap neck. That was a pretty powerful move.
Yeah, I'm difficult to decide between Nami and Robin, honestly.
Okay.
Usually people rank Robin very high.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the only problem with Robin for me is that she's got hacks, like not hacks devil fruit, but a good devil fruit, but she's so lazy. Like I don't know, she should be a lot stronger than she is now, to be honest.
Even against an executive in Dressrosa, she needed Bartolomeo's help, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, she should be able to fuck him up, to be honest.
Well, when Hakuba though, the reason I think she didn't want to is because she had to go save Rebecca. Like she didn't have time to sit there. Like remember when Hakuba came out of nowhere, she said like speed doesn't work on me anymore. Like so, it's kind of like she's like, Hakuba was the fast person. Remember Hakuba in the Gladiator tournament, he literally knocked out everyone in like I think it was like Ring C or something like that. Like in an instant, like no one knew besides like top people. Like I think Luffy and Don Shinjo were the only ones that could see how fast he was moving. So it's kind of like unless you have observation haki, like you're not touching Hakuba, but like Robin then like grabbed him like point blank range. So it's kind of like she can like stop speed feats. So like something like Sanji, I think she could stop and catch at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, if you remember Barto's fruit,
Yep.
She can easily bypass that.
Oh yeah, I guess she could probably go inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she could probably I can't even imagine if she was like being serious and she just made hands come out of someone's body. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the movie Alien, when the alien pops out, it'd be her hand instead of someone's heart in their hand. Like she could be so crazy. Like
Yeah. If you remember Nami in the shower. All right, this is Sanji speaking. No, but
literally Sanji speaking.
When Nami was in the shower, remember Absalom? She was completely helpless against him.
Yeah.
Like, Absalom could have easily raped her there. But
you really took it.
You took it dark ways.
Yeah, like, holy shit.
But Robin was able to hold Absalom at a distance with her ability. I don't know if that's a fair example, but I'm still put Nami at the bottom, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Stebo, if you want to go next then.
I went first.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah, he went first. Yeah. I was gonna be like, what? Who is it? Yeah, and my bottom of the list is also Nami. I think potentially, actually, yeah, I just think end of series should just be great, as in as in a support character. But one-on-one, if she loses her climber attack, she's screwed. While everyone else, I think they can be able to do something else just to get them out of the situation. So I don't see like Nami learning like any haki, to be honest. Maybe observation,
No.
but no, observation I think she'll learn definitely. But I don't think she'll really get anything like armament or stuff like that, to be honest, because that's not her strength. Her strength is getting the crew to places, using weather attacks and everything. So I just think if because she's so reliant on climb attack, that's a terrible for her in the future. But she'll be good. She'll definitely get stronger, but she's not on a one-on-one kind of fighter, basically.
Yeah, I agree. So then I guess I'll go next. So for me, the bottom person I put was also Chopper. And like, yeah, one big thing I think that he has potential for is his mastery of his devil fruit, which was like, one of the top people so far that we've seen on the crew. And then I would also say like things that he has to his advantage. Like he can talk to animals, and he's a genius, and then he's like a doctor. So like being able to heal is kind of like a big thing. But like personally, going back to like what you said, like a support type character, I think is where he lies with.
What? I'm so surprised about this, guys, because I think Chopper. I don't think he's going to be like in the top 4 or 5 or whatever. Sorry to spoil my list a bit, but I'm just saying like the fact that Chopper, at least he's got all these different forms of attacking. So Monster Point Chopper. Imagine Monster Point Chopper with Haki, because I think he will definitely get Armament Haki eventually. So he can be a bit of a beast. And plus, he's the variety. Like he even made up Kung Fu Point, right? Because he didn't have it pre-time skip. So
yeah, no, I agree with you. Like I think he's trained more though, so in medicine than he has anything else. That's my thing. Like he's kind of going down.
But I still can't believe you guys have Nami above him though. That's just crazy to me.
Thing is, so Stebo, if you want to go again.
All right. Well, next I have Nami.
And then why do you say that? Is there anything different from what these guys said?
Chopper right now, guys. Sleeping on Chopper.
Well, because the reason I say Nami is because I think she has a lot of potential. I don't think it's like top 5 potential, but she has more potential than Chopper in my opinion because of the fact that she could be a really dope sorceress by the end of the series. Because let's not forget that she was trained by a literal wizard during the time skip. And people just like to talk about the climb attack, but I don't think it's just the climb attack. I think she actually knows some things that we haven't been like introduced to, not fully.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
The unknown, Nikki. The unknown.
You don't know what?
No, I get it, but without her climber attack, what's she gonna do then? That's the thing I don't understand.
Magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she's actually gonna be. I think she's actually gonna be doing magic.
They were professors of weather, bro. They were professors of weather. They weren't like magicians and shit.
Science versus magic.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's just getting.
They were wizards.
They weren't wizards. Just because he wears a pointy hat doesn't make him a wizard.
I don't know. Sounds like he's a wizard.
Weren't they called wizards?
Yeah.
You know that the really important word in that? Weather. Weather.
I think that's wizard.
So
what? Oh my god.
The time skip was.
What would you say if they were construction wizards?
The time skip of Nami was the inspiration for the time skip of Nami was the Wizard of Oz. I'm just kidding, man.
Well, yeah, I got Nami at number 8.
Right.
Heavens, if you want to go next.
Oh yeah, I got Robin.
And why is that?
I think she's still above Nami, but for example, if Chopper goes monster point, I'm doubting if she can stop him. You know?
Yeah.
Thank you very
That's
much. 44.
that's my logic
Speaking
behind
facts.
Nikki, you want to go next?
it.
All right. Hmm. Let's get this. Let me make sure I get this right. My number 8 is Tony Chopper. He may have the potential to do loads of crazy things, I think.
But
with his
let's
strength.
not. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. But let's not number the people, because I think we're we gonna discuss at the end of story. So it has to be with people who also could potentially join.
Nah,
Oh.
let's just do like now because that'll confuse stuff because we have a potential.
I had them on my list ready for who was I potentially in the crew.
Yeah,
I added like Carrot, Pedro, and Jinbei.
I only had
Well,
Jim.
Yeah, but can't we just
I
do
thought
that after?
Yeah,
After
that's
yeah.
fine.
we
We
do
can do
that?
it. We can do it after. Yeah, that's fine.
All
Yeah,
right, all
I
right.
thought
because
we
it
were gonna
makes
talk
more
about them
sense. Because
afterwards.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
all right.
yeah, number 8, Tony Chopper. Just because the human fruit is like for him, has got great potential when he learns armament haki and stuff, which I'm sure he'll learn, and observation. He's going to be a bit of a beast. I just think we haven't seen him like totally go all out either. Like with all the straw hats, we haven't seen him go all out. But I still think Chopper has still a few more surprises in his bag of tricks. Yeah, that's my number 8.
And then me next, I guess. So for me, I actually did Brook for the next one, and I put him there because I feel like his lifespan cap, so like kind of like where he's been in the story, and like how much more he has to grow, is kind of much more limited to like the other characters. Like right now, I think he's one of the stronger people in the crew. I think he's roughly right up there with Frankie and like number 5 and 6. But I just think like where he's going to be at the end of the series is he's going to be much more limited than the other people.
Wait, you think Brooke is number 7?
Holy,
Be number 8 actually.
holy shit! So you're putting Nami above Brook as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
You
my,
remember,
hey,
you remember what I said before the stream?
BGK. Oh my mother. Oh my.
Do you remember what I said before the stream? Yeah. Who do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We'll continue after.
Uh,
Okay. All right.
So
I
I'm next.
yeah.
Well, I
So
got Robin.
Robin. Okay.
Yeah, and the reason is because her devil fruit does have some massive potential. Like she can sprout limbs anywhere, and we see that she can grow giant limbs. So I think that at a certain point, if her physical ability catches up with the dominance, with the sheer dominance of her devil fruit abilities, then I think she will be able to stop a monster point chopper. So that was my reasoning behind having her over him with monster point in mind.
so
Because
wait, how did you imagine her stopping him?
with her gigantic limbs, assuming that her physical strength is going to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, assuming, but then Chopper is probably gonna advance too in other ways. Don't you think?
Yeah, good point.
But for now, then, you think she can stop with the big limbs?
Not right now, maybe, but I don't think it'll be like sit down, Chopper. I don't think it'll be like that.
You're the pet for a reason.
Yeah.
Cute Chopper.
The only problem with Robin for me is like just to say, I think just because who's the guy in one of the guy that kicked Kuro's sport in Dressrosa?
The guy that did what?
The gladiator, you know the gladiator. He fought one of Doflamingo's like general. What's his name?
Itembo Hakuba.
No. The actual general in Doflamingo's crew, like the
Diamante?
guy. Yeah, that's it.
Heroes.
Yeah, Kiros fought Diamante, and she still got hurt by those spikes and everything. And
But
I was like, what?
she couldn't lower it down. Like it hit from the back of her. She couldn't lower it. Otherwise, Rebecca got killed. And
Yeah, I know, but it was just like it was kind of embarrassing that she still got scraped in the back by them. I was like, oh, come on, StrawHats, come on, you need to step this up.
I
Yeah, that's
so
the only
you're
point I'm
next.
gonna make. Sorry.
So who's next?
Your next Heavens. We'll just keep going in the same order. So
All right. Who's the one before me, actually?
Stebo is before you.
All right,
You want me to go at the end?
Oh wait, who's that?
Oh,
Yo, what's up, Lazarus?
Yo. I just literally got here because you guys needed me. So
Well, yeah, we'll have you do like have you catch up at the end of.
yeah, let's finish this
if-
number and then we can.
well, how far are you guys in right now?
I want only 3 people in.
3 people, yeah.
Okay.
So this is the 7th one for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had Nami, I had Robin, and at 7, at rank 7, I have Chopper.
Okay.
And I already explained that.
Yeah.
In my understanding, Robin can't stop Chopper, and Nami is below Robin because of, yeah.
You don't think Robin can choke out Chopper with some giant hand?
Just
The
stuff-
monster points, it's difficult. I can't imagine it. If someone can maybe try to convince me, but I doubt it.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll discuss at the end, I guess. So
All right.
I won't get into it now. All right. So I guess it's my turn, and my number 7 would be. This is tough now. We're getting into tricky territory. I would have to say. I might put Frankie there. I might put Frankie 7.
Frankie 7 for you. Okay.
Yeah.
But,
So I just think like he's gonna be like depending how far he gets end of series. I still think most of the Straw Hats would have learned Armament Haki. So unless he's made out of sea stone or one of the poneglyph rocks, which would probably be impossible, I don't see him ever being too strong enough to compete with the rest of the crew because of the devil suits and everything. And also, I don't know. The more he becomes a robot, the more he'll be like the same problem I have with Kuma, the pacifistas. The more they lose their potential to be stronger, kind of thing. Because once they become that robot, it can only become.
Yeah.
There is a ceiling to how strong you can be. So that's my thing.
Okay. And then so I guess it'd be me next. So
Yeah.
for mine, let me put my list. So I actually did Robin next, and then like the things going for her right now is I would say she's probably one of the smartest, if not the smartest person in the crew. And then like she's a tactician, manipulator. Like she kind of like knows what's going on at all times. But I still think like in terms of like where she's gonna be at the end of the series, I think she's just gonna be like a physically weaker fighter. Like her battle like strength will be a lot less than a lot of the other members above my list. So that's where I have her.
Okay.
And then if you want to catch up, Laz, so you do it up to your number 7.
Okay, so I just built my list right now, but I might interchange after the 6th one. So I have the first 3 set for like 9 to 6, or 9 to 7 pretty much, and then from there I still got to order up. But at number 9, I have Chopper as the weakest, and I say this because like I still think like by the medium of like how like who they're gonna be facing up against, like Chopper, I think by the end of the series could probably take out Vice Admirals, but I still think that at the end of the day he's still gonna be more to the doctor role of the series. Like he just like everyone else is gonna be doing more of the main like the hard work.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the one trying to like get everyone to still like be on the same page. No one's gonna be kind of like tired or injured, and that's gonna be a vital role because without him, even Luffy, for example, he's not gonna be able to fight at top shape if he doesn't have someone to support him at each of every fight.
Just to say, I'm gonna ask this question to everyone who puts Chopper below Nami. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Because the thing is, it's like you don't need like okay. I have a shock 2 for my top 3 after, but I'll just say this right now: physical strength doesn't need to pretty much show that you're a top guy. Like for example, like with Robin, with Nami, like they don't have like punches or kicks that they can use, but they have different ways to be strong that they can use to their advantage. That seems more impressive than other people who can throw a punch or a kick.
Well, Robin can throw loads of kicks at once and loads of punches at once.
Right, but she relies mainly on the fruit though to do that. So for my number 8, I put Nami, and I think like she's gonna have like her thing, like her own tactician stuff as well. Like she's pretty smart too when she fights as well, and obviously a lot more improved since the New World. But I don't see her like being anywhere near like the middle of the pack. So I think like at least above Chopper, it like makes sense at least. And for my number 7, I put Frankie. I would not put. I was thinking back and forth. Do I go with Robin? Do I go with Frankie at my number 7? I think Frankie, he's gonna be more of the guy, like kind of like in the same role Chopper. Chopper's gonna be taking the doctor stuff. He's gonna be the one taking care of the ship. He's gonna be preparing like cannons, like that kind of stuff. He's gonna be doing like the gizmos pretty much. And I think that's where like his trading call is gonna be. And the other members that I have above him are gonna be the ones actually like going into the fights.
Okay.
All right, so we starting from the Stebo now, right?
Yeah, and it'll be number 6.
Yeah. Number 6. Hey, is anybody looking at the chat?
Yeah,
I've been
busy.
kind of like trying to multitask it, but yeah.
I'm busy in the chat.
Do you want us to read like any of the comments in the chat, what their lists are?
I mean, if you guys want to, yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, so first one I see here is from Miles Ellison. And right now he has Chopper, Frankie, Robin, Nami, Brook, Sanji, Usopp, Zoro, and Luffy at number 1.
Frankie's 8?
So
Holy shit.
News also
Sorry.
had one.
it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I like that a lot. There's some similarities you'll see with mine, but
So
I like
this
it.
is an interesting one. Muse had one at the top as well. He had, or she, I don't know. Nami, Usopp, Chopper, Robin. So you see Chopper, Robin, Brook, Frankie, Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. And yeah, I said we didn't mention Usopp for a reason. I'm gonna explain it probably later. So we didn't explain why. Also,
Sorry to interrupt. Where's that list you just read off, Lazaro? I'm trying to look in the comments.
That's from Miles Ellison. So it's like towards the end, like the currently what's on the chat.
Okay.
Also, Darkseid made a point. I'm actually discussing with him about this, but he made a point which was that Monster Point Chopper lost to the homies, but first of all, they tag teamed him, and second of all, Chopper did take out Croc, and that was one of the strongest, but in the room. I think Croc is still below Amande and the rest of them, but I think Robin needed help against an executive, but Chopper took out Croc by himself. And he then he actually laughed because I compared Croc's strength to that of an executive. But I think Amande is above that at a top executive level, maybe Virgo, and then the stronger ones, like that's what I think. Like for example, Bobbin, and then Cracker and Dofi, and those guys. So that's how I see it, and that's why I also put I use that as an argument why Chopper could be above Robin.
Okay.
Well, sorry to interrupt, guys. Just to point out, guys, in the comments, this list is end of series. So I know you guys are making a point about the homies beat up Chopper, but we know that's not happening end of series, guys. Come on. Come on.
Maybe homies 2 OP.
Yeah.
Oh my.
The homies have King's Hockey. We just don't know it yet.
Imagine Chopper doesn't advance. He always stays.
Oh.
He needs his cotton candy, like his apple juice.
At the end of
Alright,
series, he gets
so-
he gets pounded by the pacifistas and stuff.
So who's next?
My number 6.
I think it's Hebbins. Or
Oh.
Stebo, did you go actually?
Yeah,
Okay,
I never
okay.
did. I never
Oh,
did get my number 6.
Okay.
My number 6 is Frankie.
Okay. Why you
And
say
the
that?
reason, well, really, if I give my reason, I'll be spoiling my next guy. So I'm
Brook.
just gonna
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that I see the next guy being above him, given what his potential could be.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Hebbins.
All right.
Number 6, right?
Yep.
So number 7 was Chopper, and at number 6 I have Frankie.
Yep.
Why are you laughing?
No, I'm guessing. I'm making a list on Notepad of your guys' list, right, as we go, and then
Yeah.
for each one, I'm guessing, and I'm counting them right so far.
Okay.
All right. So maybe should I explain it now?
If you want to,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
So I think I already said at the beginning of the video that EOS lobby is a good way of ranking, and I also see it happening at the end of series. Because right now is a little bit iffy. People are just like Dressrosa. Some people were absent. Whole Cake Island, other people are absent. So this is a evolution phase. But at the end of series, I see it like the ranking of EOS lobby.
Okay.
So I mean, we can agree that Frank is going to probably remain above Chopper.
Yeah, I think so.
Chopper had a difficulty with taking out Kumadori, which was equally as strong as the one Frankie faced. Or was that Frankie's opponent? Anyway,
Very berry.
what?
Oh, this very berry guy. Are you talking about?
The one,
Very
the
good.
one-
Yeah, very good. Sorry, very berry.
oh yeah,
I think he's talking about Fukuro.
Fukuro.
Oh, okay, sorry,
Yeah, Fukuro. Yeah.
You started
Fukuro.
talking about Fukuro indeed.
Frankie was going even with him, and we also saw, for example, what was the name of the executive of Dressrosa?
Senor Pink.
The
Yeah.
woman, yeah, Senior Pink. Frankie was going at it, but with the woman, Chopper. I mean, Chopper really couldn't defend himself against. But maybe that's a bad example. But
What do you mean a crazy chick with guns?
Yeah.
Jorah. I think he's talking about Jorah.
yeah,
What is that her name? I thought it was like that doesn't sound like a name.
You're talking about the art lady, right?
The painting girl. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
Jorah.
you're talking about a gun girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Jorah.
But I feel like Frankie is more combat. I mean, he's stronger. He can take on Chopper. If you think Chopper has Monster Point, he can take on Frankie. But Frankie has Shogun, so that's what I think. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
So my number 6 would
Not
be. Oh, no, this is a tough one.
Robin or Brook. That's my guess for you.
Oh, okay, Smarty Pants, go spoil my list already.
Wow.
Those are two likely options, though. I could be a troll and just say Usopp.
Yeah.
Then...
And then I just hit the mute button. You know.
Fuck off, man. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's between Robin and Brook, and I'll have to go with. I have to go with Robin just because of the sheer fact that I think she's a beast, but at the same time she has no motivation. She's a bit lazy. I don't see her using her devil fruit to her full potential, like getting it awakened and stuff. While everyone above my list, I see them doing crazy shit, basically awakening their devil fruit. So that's a hint for later people. And
Okay.
if you think about this in real life, like I'm not real life, but in context of One Piece, which we're talking about, Robin literally all the stuff that she has the potential to do to enemies and stuff, and she hasn't. It's just insane to me. She could kill like when Luffy did took out 50,000 men. She could have done that so easily as well if she really trained her power properly. Like she just needs to step it up a bit. So yeah, Robin's my number 6.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Also, as a comment, she'd have to be using her devil fruit to a very high extent, while Luffy was just like standing there.
What do you mean?
He's saying that like Luffy was basically using Conqueror's Haki, where like
Yeah.
Robin would have to literally, like concentrate and use the full potential of her devil fruit at the
It's
time.
it's like you're trying to like focus. And
Oh,
you're
I
just
see what you're
doing that.
saying.
But
Okay,
Robin has to put in a lot of work with the devil fruit to do that.
Well, okay, fair point, but she at least should have taken out 1,000.
Yeah,
like,
I
she
mean,
didn't
I
even
know.
bother, like,
I get where you're ranking. I just want to make that comment so it's not so people don't think that Rob is could be at Luffy's strength easily. No, with that feat.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah, my name's Nikki Muse, just to add. Nikki Bain Giants.
Mhm.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, guys, just replying to a comment.
Laz, you're next.
Okay, so for my number 6, I went with Brook, number 6. And I say this because, like, I really do feel like we're going to get more into his devil fruit afterwards, but I do feel like the next 5 that I have on top are probably going to be a lot more impressive in terms of either awakenings or just the overall usage of their abilities. Like I think what we're seeing right now from Brook might be the extent or the cap of what he's able to show. But I do feel like he might show like a little bit more. But I do feel the person I'm going to put above him is going to show off a lot more. Not to say that Brook, isn't weak, but I do feel like he's going to show a little bit more. And I think like right now, I think he has like the immortality factor going for him. I really think that like Big Mom's going to say something about how he's immortal because of his fruit, but I don't think that's going to like really play a big part in putting him in the top 5. So that's where I have Brook right now, number 6. No, sorry, number 5. Wait, number 6.
Yeah,
number
6.
Number 6.
Okay. Gotta look at my list again. Pretty sure I have Frankie up there. Yeah, Frankie is 6. And I put like for his advantages, I think like people are gonna downplay. Like for instance, like Guano, right? Right now,
Yeah.
so he said that he's gonna start making like weapons basically for like them to fight their armies with. And like it'd be sick is if we get like General like Usopp and like General Zoro like kind of Shogun like things going, like his mech suits, right?
Whoa.
Like I think we're gonna get something like those maybe, especially for Usopp. It'd be so troll but so good.
Yeah.
But
Sanji,
yeah,
That'll be
hates
dope.
his armies.
yeah. But he's like a master inventor, and like for instance, like a small scene that's like I don't think it was canon, but like on Archipelago, right, where they're running away on Duval's bowl. It's so slow, but like in like 1 minute, he makes it like super fast. So like he's very quick on his feet for his inventions. So I think that's like one of his bigger factors that we should kind of give to him. And then like another thing is obviously like when he fought like Senor Pink as well as like one of the vice admirals, I think I can't remember, on Dressrosa. That was big, like feat. But yeah, so like I think he's still like down there though in the terms of the M series, but I think he's gonna be one of the stronger people.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Man, there's a lot of Sanji hate in the comments. It's all your fault, DGK. It's all your
I
fault,
mean,
DGK.
Everybody hates
shit.
Sanji.
The truth is going to come out.
Once you guys commented, seeing the next 20 chapters what Sanji does, and then you be riding his fucking dick and be like, oh yeah, Sanji's the shit. He might be captain. You asshole.
I don't think anybody's gonna get off Urush dick.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing, though. You guys have to understand. Orochi is hype. He's a supernova.
Urush is beast. He's the monk. If he had a religion, I'd probably join.
Not gonna lie, I feel like he was always underhyped, but I feel like right now he's too overhyped.
Yeah, come on, guys. Like, we don't even know when he beat. We never even know.
He's
when
the
he
end of
beat.
story villain.
Well, here's the thing. This will be for like after the talk and stuff, after the list. But like, I do feel like Big Mom's kids are just like her, and they're a bunch of liars, and I'll go more into that later. Who's the next person?
Me.
Yeah.
It's me. All right, so number 5, I got Brook.
Okay.
And I think that he's gonna take his Yomi Yomi no Mi to like never before seen heights. Because we never seen those heights because he's the only devil fruit user to ever have that devil fruit in the series.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Like when we saw him in the last chapter and he was doing like this, the crazy things, he's like, you guys never like have seen the full potential of someone's like crying soul. That was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I just told a really whack joke because I was like, he's the only guy with that devil fruit. Duh, he's the only guy with that devil fruit.
Yeah, I do feel like his devil fruit's gonna be pretty crazy. I mean, like, I know there's so much potential with him possibly like going into the realm of souls and stuff, and I think if his devil fruit's like the key to that, that would be pretty epic.
Y'all could at least give me a fake laugh or something.
Ha
Man, it's
Your
fucking
panties.
late right now. I'll be laughing.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like I think Brook is such a wild card because like going back to what I said before, I think his like experience of being like a royal guard and being on the Rumbar Pirates and being there before even Roger was there as a pirate is like way before like pirates weren't really a thing. They were like small kind of like time people, but now they're like way big. That was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So who's next? Is it number 5 now?
I think it's 44.
Yeah.
We on number 5.
At the 6th one, I have Oh, come on, man, Darkseid. Sanji has feet. He grilled the Kraken's
But
tentacle. Zoro just
cut
cut
it
it.
off.
He
He cut it
grilled
off,
it.
dude.
All right.
This month. Oh my days, man.
Unnamed Slash. Yeah, come on, man.
Let me handle this 44.
Hell
Let me handle
memories.
this.
Oh, come
Let me
on.
handle this 44. I'll do it in the comments. You just say,
Yeah,
you
thanks.
know.
So at number 6, I have. Wait, 6?
5.
No, 5.
5.
5, yeah. At number 5, I have Brook, which is above Frankie. And there's a reason for that.
Ow!
Yeah. So not only does he have potential, but obviously. But the thing is, I was saying this before Whole Cake, before it actually got to this point. And people were like really getting mad at me. They were arguing. And then all of them just shut up. At the point when Brook showed off his, he didn't really show off his strength yet, actually. So, but the reason I put him above Frankie is because his feats are better. We saw first of all he joined after Enies lobby, and a Thriller Bach, and Frankie. If you remember the spider monkey, Frankie was equally fighting him. And he took him out, and then the spider monkey got back up. That was his ability.
Yeah.
Because he was a shadow. So he fought him and he won, right? But then, Brook just comes in, and Frankie got caught. Robin too, and then Brook just comes in, one-shots the spider monkey, throws salt in his mouth, and that's it. So even without the salt, he one-shot the spider monkey while Frankie just fought him.
Yeah, like the only thing like against that would be I feel like Brook probably knew more about like that terrain and like who he is fighting than Frankie, but like I do agree with you that like
yeah, even without the salt.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did one Yahatsugiri while Frankie was like fighting for half an hour or something. If you think Frankie is upgraded because of his new body, I think we saw Brook also use ice. And we didn't really see Brook go all out. We saw Frankie go use his Shogun against Baby 5 and Magavice, but we didn't see Brook go all out. So I don't think that Frankie surpassed Brook. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think Nikki, you're next?
Yeah, it's my good, yeah.
Brook.
Okay, Smarty Pants. Stop seeing into the future. All right, yeah. Brook. I just think Brook will definitely be awakened end of series 100%. What his Devil Fruit's doing now, we've just seen in the recent chapters of the Whole Cake arc, the way he just took out all those. They were kind of for the people, but it was still really cool. Right, how you see the potential of what he can do with it, and the fact that he's just getting like all these like cold sword techniques, the ones he's freezing people and slashing them and stuff. It just looks beast. I just think end of series is going to be a monster, man. Like,
yeah,
his Devil Fruit's hacks. I'm not even sure if he can die. I'm sure he'll be able to change. I'm sure he's going to be able to change bodies. So I reckon the minute after meeting Laboon, Brook's going to jump into some other guy's body and just be a beast.
Huh?
You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first.
The Captain Ginyu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna Captain Ginyu it up.
Laz, you're next.
Let's see. So for number 5, I have Robin. I really do think that right now, like I think like by the end of the series, her radius and like range of adult fruit is gonna be extended to like, because we don't like right now we don't know that there's a limit, or if there is a limit, it's like not too big of a limit.
Right.
So then it's like we know like she can use it on multiple people. So like the more like the range is gonna be, and especially the more like destructive, like she can probably like snap bones with these and stuff, right? I really think like let's say she were to like get like Observation Haki or like Mushoku Haki, whatever it is, and she's able to utilize that against let's say like Vice Admirals, like a tougher prey instead of just like on the weak. I really think that's gonna do like a lot more damage. Like, and plus it's gonna show like she has like feats where she doesn't have to show punches or kicks. Like her adult fruit is gonna do a lot of the talking, and it's gonna be like one of the biggest components of why I put her in the top 5.
Okay. So I guess next would be me. So time for the hate train. So number 5 for me is Robin, or sorry, Nami.
Okay.
I think she's gonna be.
I'm sorry, yeah, the hatred is coming. I
I
cannot
want to hear
believe
this.
that shit.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that. Sorry, I'm gonna stop interrupting.
Like I feel like when she actually kind of like Usopp, when she actually gets serious and fights certain people, right? So I can't remember the name, but Mr. One's girl partner, right? The one with like the spike fruit.
Miss Wednesday, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I felt like that was a really good fight, and like even though she was getting hurt, like she knew that if she would have backed away, Zoro would have had a 1v2, and like he probably wouldn't have been able to do it. So she had to fight and win. And so like when she has to go like clutch mode, I feel like she's always going to be able to do it. And like going back to like, the master weather, like for instance, like right now we saw what she did. Like you could argue that it's because she had the Prometheus, right, and Zeus, but like even then she still took out like all of that army and like some of the top people. So like I feel like she is a potential for being like up there at the end of the series. Like controlling the weather, I feel like it's just a huge feat in itself. Like like the mirages and all that stuff, and like she's a very smart, intelligent person. So I think her like battle power at the end of the series will be like surpassing a lot of these other people.
But okay, just to ask a question, don't you think with what we've seen from Brook just recently with his soul food, he'd be able to take out that army as well end of series?
I think
easily?
he'd take a lot of people. Oh, in a series, yeah. Like I'm sure. Like I personally think, and I think we should be all agree. Like all the Straw Hats, like are at least like mid to top tier vice admirals in a series. Like I feel like they're all going to be way up there. But like I personally just think that like her fighting style is just so crazy that like it's hard to counter against.
Yeah.
Like I want to like compare it kind of bad example. But, like if you guys ever played Burning Blood, she's one of the most underrated characters. Like at
Oh yeah,
first.
definitely she is.
But like she's one of the strongest characters if you know how to play her.
Of course, yeah.
Like so yeah, I think like her tactics of like illusions and stuff like that is very strong. And like a character to compare it to, right, is if anyone's ever seen Hitman Reborn, is
Yes.
Mukuro, the owl like mist user, right? And then I think it was Chrome, I can't remember her name, but
Yeah.
his other version, like she was underrated, but as soon as she learned how to fight, like she was up there. Like she was stronger than a lot of other characters.
Yeah, I see the similarities.
Yeah, so yeah, I think like mist and illusions and stuff like that is just too OP.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's my number 5. Is everything we're back
Fair
to
enough.
Stebo for number 4? This
Yep.
is where I think things are going to be really interesting.
I have God Usopp.
Ah, Stebo, why?
Wow.
Yes, Stebo.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, DGK and Monkey D Law opened my eyes because I mean, I was looking at Usopp as a legit dude. I wouldn't just like, Usopp sucks. Forget Usopp. He ain't never gonna be nothing. But I mean, I never thought about all the evidence. Like, if every single one of his lies, it seems that they're all coming to fruition. And you also have to keep into account that he has the lineage
Yep.
because of his father, Usopp.
Hey,
He
yes,
also-
up. Sorry, yes.
Yes, up. Yes.
Usopp.
Yes, up.
Usopp.
Yes, up.
And you also have to keep in mind the fact that he has all of these people behind him, and they're not just like scrubs. They're
Yeah.
actually decent people.
Yeah.
Like the people who joined Luffy's fleet only joined because of Usopp.
Thank you. Yeah.
If we're going to tell the truth,
Okay, whoa. Okay, no.
if we're going to tell the truth,
Oh no.
Hey.
But listen to him. For the most
correct
part,
me
they
if I'm
listen to
wrong.
him.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay,
Correct me if I'm wrong. But they did say, okay, you don't have your own crew. Well, we're going to join your captain.
Yep.
Since this is the crew that you belong to.
Did they pledge fealty to Luffy or to Usopp?
They pledged fealty
They
to Luffy because of Usopp.
No. Then they would have done it to Usopp. They pledged fealty to Luffy.
Only because Usopp said Luffy
beat
is my captain.
Doffy. Luffy beat Doffy.
If Usopp would have been like, you know what, I can start my own pirate crew with these guys, then they would have been like, you know what?
No way. They just saw Luffy.
We're going to answer the call whenever God Usopp.
They literally just saw Luffy save their lives. Yeah, Usopp saved it the first time, but Luffy saved their lives again. And
The
he,
thing- The
Yeah,
thing
but
is,
Usopp was a driving factor to that, though.
the thing is, without Usopp doing what he did, Luffy would have never got them the crew. That's a fact. Like they literally never would have joined them. It was because
then
he
what
saved
about-
them.
then what-
No. It's because he saved them, and then they're like, okay, like this guy who just saved us, we owe him a debt. Then afterwards, they're like, oh, like for God Usopp, everyone take down Doflamingo. It wasn't for Luffy. Remember, halfway through, Cavendish is like, okay, because we can't take down Dofi now after seeing like his strong generals, we're gonna let you, Luffy, go and fight him because Usopp, because we owe Usopp. It all comes down to them owing Usopp a debt. If they didn't owe Usopp a debt, it would have been every man for himself. Like
then
that's a
what-
fact.
What if Sabo never got involved then? Sabo could
With
owe
Burgess?
the debt. Yeah, because he could have killed
Zoro
Luffy.
came and killed him. Let's be honest. If
Dude,
Zoro says,
Zoro's the other side of bloody
Doesn't
Dressrosa.
dude, he would get thrown away again. He would just got thrown across the
Oh,
map.
come on, like,
No.
just trying to make
Remember,
it
I was
seem-
thinking about
Wait, what
this.
did you say about Sabo?
He
I
said if
said-
Sabo wasn't there, what would happen with Burgess? And I said Zoro, if he had to, if he knew, he would have came and killed Burgess instead. Like, let's be
Oh.
honest.
Nah, Zoro's too busy dealing with the bloody birdcage.
I mean,
I don't know.
Let's be
man.
honest. There's a lot of
'Cause, I mean,
people.
did we ever see Burgess get into an actual fight with
I don't
anybody
think
other than Sabo?
I don't think Burgess is weak. I think he's Vice Admiral level, but don't get me wrong, I don't think he's taking someone like Zoro.
I don't think Zoro is stronger than Burgess, honestly.
Oh, come
No,
on.
yeah, I think that
Nah,
about.
I don't think so.
I
It
can
wouldn't-
agree with that.
We only saw Burgess actually fight Sabo when he got fodderized by Sabo.
Yeah,
but how
yeah,
strong
but-
is Sabo?
Yeah, Sabo's an animal, bro. Like you can't put Sabo on the same
But,
level.
like,
Everybody else that Burgess fought was not on his level, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how can we accurately gauge him just because he lost to Sabo, who is somebody that's honestly a top tier?
No, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't make sense for what we can assume is his weakest member for Blackbeard to be on the best member of the Straw Hats. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. Because they're the thing is with Blackbeard's pirate is they're still up and coming. Like, for instance, when Burgess gets a Delph, he's going to be a lot stronger than he is now, like without a doubt. And I think that's what's going to give him a power up. But like, dude, I don't know. I'll disagree with that. Like, I personally think like Sanji could take him, but I think anyone below that wouldn't be able to take him. That's how I see Burgess. Like, he's up there enough where he would take on like the lower crew members, but like the monster trio currently, he wouldn't be able to like take on.
Yeah,
Like, it'd be like a mid to high difficulty fight. But like,
I've got to disagree.
but he's not winning it.
No, I've got to disagree with that, man. There's nowhere 2 years in the new world and becoming literally. They just had a fight with the Whitebeard pirates,
So his
and
strongest,
obviously Burgess put in some work.
his strongest attack, right? So his lariat, right, that he used before Dragon Fist against
Yeah.
Sabo, it took what, like 2 or 3 buildings behind him down, where Bastille did about 4 to 5, and we know Bastille got one shot by Sabo. Where I kind of think we can assume that like someone like that, who Bartholomew, right, or Bartolomeo, he ended up being a Vice Admiral that was equal to Bastille, because he said like,
Oh, we don't know if
he
he's equal to Bastille though.
Well, he was roughly around there because he said like, Bastille, Bastille said, how could this guy get taken down? As if like, if it's me there, like I wouldn't be taken down. I'm just trying to think, from what we see.
I get your point.
Like,
I get your point, but
the
reason I disagree with you about the Vice Admiral thing is because if you're calling the guys, Bastille's obviously ahead of him because he's literally calling him to say, "Hey, what's up, boss? This is what's happening." You know what I mean? That guy's his boss basically. So Bastille's a bit stronger than no name Vice Admiral.
You talking about oh boy, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
this is what I feel, right? I could assume
Maynard.
Yeah, that's
I feel like we've seen a lot more of someone like Burgess. We would have saw it like Zoro. Like Zoro, obviously like having Ashura and stuff like that, or Asura, whatever you want to call it. I feel like would kind of outclass what Burgess has currently, from what we can tell.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
To me, Burgess is above like someone like Diamante and Pika. Don't get me wrong. I think he was like if we were to rank the people on Dressrosa, I think it would have been like Fuji, probably then like Dofi, excluding the CPs that you remember, because I don't want to like talk about them. But Fuji, Dofi, and I would say then I go to like probably Luffy, or sorry, Fuji, Dofi, Sabo.
Sabo.
Yeah, Luffy, Law, Zoro, Sanji, then Burgess is how I see it, and then kind of like go from there. Like I think
No,
Burgess was up there in strength, but I just don't think he was there yet.
I think if you fight in a war against the payback war, you have to be on a certain level. To be honest,
but like
Whitebeard's crew wasn't scrubs. They weren't that strong,
no,
but they weren't
that's what I'm
scrubs.
saying. Like their level 6 members were OP as fuck, dude. But like compared to like Marco, like I think his top people, like say what's his name, Shiryu, right, and stuff like that, were probably like roughly around the level of like maybe Vista, like around there, maybe lower. But like I think they just had more members that were higher tiers, right?
Yeah.
Like you know, let's say like Luffy's crew, right? They have less people than Law's crew, but I think like their quality of members beats out the quantity of Law's members, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And not to mention, if you're beating like Marco's crew, you have to be at a certain level, because it's like, imagine if Burgess was able to beat like someone like Josu, but he can't beat someone that's like Usopp. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is like he'd be fighting people. I think like the allied captains. I don't think he's fighting any one of the main people. That's how I see it. Because like we haven't really ever seen, even pre-time skip, we really never saw anything good from Burgess. Let's be honest. He fought townspeople. Like
Like, I'll be honest, it's him and Frankie in this series.
He threw a house. Threw a house.
Yeah, but like
House.
Alabasta. Like what?
Okay. Oh well, because we're going off on a tangent, so we should finish.
Okay, go back.
Agree.
But Zoro put in work to do that. Burgess did it effortlessly.
So who's next on the list? I think we went on a sidetrack little thing.
Yeah, but Dark said
Where are we so far?
you can't negate a devil fruit feat just because you want to rank one character above another. You know?
Anyways, let's get back to the list.
Okay,
we'll leave the comments for after.
Right, sorry. I just
Where are you guys so far in your list?
I'll tell you when it's your turn. We're on, I think 5 right now, Dan. Or sorry, 4.
4. Yeah.
We're on 4.
And I already know.
And it's
4.
So it's
isn't it 44?
It happens, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna leave the chat for a second. Number 4, right?
Yeah, see, yeah. 4.
Usopp.
Usopp.
He's above Brook, man, and Frankie, and many people are gonna hate that probably, but the reason I have him at this level is because he anyway, it's because his observation no reason, no, but his observation haki is he developed it before the others, and it seems like in certain situations he can be the most helpful guy. But for an example, again, Enies Lobby, that's like Enies Lobby is like the biggest piece of arguments that fans can relate to. Anyway, Enies Lobby, we saw nobody could reach Robin. Remember when Spandam was taking her? Because he realized they were losing, or not losing, but he wanted to play it safe. And he was taking Robin to the boat, and nobody could reach her, and everybody relied on Usopp. And then Usopp, if you remember, he shot Spandam from very, very, very big distance. So from there, we already saw his. No, we're not dick riding Usopp.
Yeah, I know, right? Dark side.
We saw his potential especially at a long distance, actually. So he's also his observation haki is also a little different from the other guys. But maybe I need to explain that a little later. Yeah, that's why I have him at 4, because his haki is fast developing. He seems to be developing at a faster pace than the others, and I mean he used Kabuto again, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's slowly showing his feats. And at the end of series, I don't see him fighting the third admiral, but maybe I need to explain that at a different point.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll get this up for later. Okay, so next we get what, Nikki?
Yes, me.
Yeah.
And yeah, mine same similar with Stebo and 44. It is Usopp again. But I won't lie, I have to give credit to Monkey D and DGK because
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
we had an upstream chat, guys, and these guys managed to persuade me to put in top 4 end of series. I don't know how it happened. I thought about it the next
Yeah.
day, and I was like, damn, like shit, like he actually is like all the stuff he's saying, all his lies are becoming.
Yeah, the whole thing with
prophecies.
Van Augur and his hockey, right?
Exactly, and to piggyback on what 44 said, it's true. He's developing Haki out of the rest of the Straw Hats a lot faster than everyone else, and the stronger that Usopp's becoming in the new world, I do see him eventually being able to compete with at least one commander like his daddy Usopp. So
Okay.
I have to give you guys some credit there, DGK and Monkey D, and
Me too.
but yeah, I don't. Yeah, we'll get into the debate that's gonna happen later. I'm very certain of it. But yeah.
Laz, your turn for your number
Okay,
4.
so my number 4, I went with Sanji.
Yeah.
Oh my
And-
god.
What?
Yeah, and when I explain my number 3, which you probably know by now, I'm gonna go into it. Here's the thing. I don't see Sanji being weak. Like I can still see him. Like if they were to fight like the 3 admirals or like whoever, right? I could see him being among those guys. But as I think DGK and Law has said before, you don't need physical strength to be a monster. And I think also the fact that like a bunch of the lies that Usopp has said that have come true, like a lot of that's going to come back to play and make him stronger. And to think, if his father Usopp is rolling with Shanks on a Yonko crew, you would have to think that the son's going to eventually be stronger, just be stronger or as strong as his dad. And I think a lot of those components are probably going to play in his favor at the end of the series.
That's just the argument of Michael Jordan's son's going to be the next Michael Jordan, but he turned out to not be Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like,
but when has Usopp ever
I don't know.
disappointed though? Like of all the times that we've seen Usopp post time skip, right? Like the biggest one too was like Dressrosa when he took down Sugar. Like you think Sanji would have been able to do all that? He wouldn't kick a woman, right?
Yeah. That's Sanji's got his own little quirks and stuff that stops him, but we all know that
Right,
when he
but
took
when
down
you
Sugar,
but when you
it
needed
was-
your man to be there in that moment, right? Usopp got the job done, and if
it
that
was a
didn't
jokey
happen,
way though. Come on, that wasn't like a serious. He took her down.
hey, look,
Let's just
it
get
doesn't
back to the
matter.
list.
It could be a joke. It could be a joke, but it doesn't matter. He still got the job done. But yeah, anyways,
Yeah.
Usopp
One thing,
as part of my next
Sanji
match.
saved Usopp from Jabra.
Thank you, 44. Straight
If
facts.
if Usopp was
But I'm
at
not
long
saying,
range,
like,
even then he couldn't
like,
be.
I'm still
Jabra.
saying like if
We're
he
talking
could
end of
probably
series.
fight an
End of
admiral.
series.
Yeah, but I already said that probably the ranking was gonna stay like in his lobby because everybody was prepared except for Robin. That's why Robin was my
Did Usopp not save them from Corona?
Yep. When Perona soloed the entire Straw Hat crew except for Usopp.
Nope.
Just saying.
But that okay? That's a
Sure,
okay.
no,
Fair
no,
enough.
that's
Fair
not
enough.
trolling.
Fair enough.
wait,
Yeah.
Corona authorized Luffy.
It was
too,
a
so
bit.
you
It was a
put-
bit trolly, but you
It
got
wasn't
me there.
though. That's
It
her
wasn't
fruit.
trolling.
That's her
That's how
fruit.
her fruit works.
It's like you could be, oh well, like with Luffy and Nell, like he took down Nell, he still did it though. Like one person lost, the other won. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But we
the
there's
fruits
a
aren't.
difference though between wins though. There's like Lucci versus Luffy and NL versus Luffy. You know what I mean? There's a difference of how people win.
Let's hear right. Let's say me and you play Burning Blood, right? And it's like for a tournament, it's like the prize is like $1 million, right? And let's just say somehow you're beating me, whatever, and all of a sudden I start using like tactics, right? Like let's say Usopp like Burn Blood, I start putting down the traps. You come to me, I get you down really weaker than me. There's 30 seconds left, and I run away. I still did it. I still won. I got the $1 million. You lost. Like like
That's a
you could say.
terrible example though. I'm
I mean,
talking
it's
about.
I understood it.
Like I won.
Look, the reason Usopp beat Corona is because he was a coward. Like he thought so negatively.
I mean,
And the reason, and
Yeah.
obviously he was the only person who could do that, which is fair enough.
It wasn't because he was a
But
coward, it's
that's
because
not-
he's negative. But
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
Negative
if he was
coward.
positive,
whatever.
imagine how OP he'd be.
nah,
Tomato. Okay, but all I'm trying to make the point of, there is a difference between how you win a fight. Let's put some credit.
I mean,
give
there
credit.
is.
after
like-
he was only able to fight her because he was negative.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know.
But
of course,
after that, it's all skill.
like him
no,
being
but
negative
come on.
him being negative never won him the fight. It gave him
Yeah.
an advantage, but
Of
like she
course,
still had
yeah.
Bearsy. He 1v2'd. She still had Bearsy. Like So
Yeah, but he gave Usopp enough time to make tactics up though. But in a real fight, like he wouldn't have enough time to. You'd have to just fight. You'd be going on senses and stuff.
I'd be like saying
That's what
like,
he was doing, though. Like, wasn't it? She
No,
kept charging him, right?
one,
She kept
yeah,
attacking him.
it was really bad little tactics. Cause remember how she tricked him when she's like, oh, like because he didn't know that she was like using a ghost form after a bit. Like when she was floating after him, remember she grabbed his heart and he's like, oh god, like she's about to kill me.
Yep.
And then he's like, oh god, like this is bullshit. And then after a bit, he's like, brought out the Saga King. After Bears, he beat him up, and he fucking got him. Like he has like his fighting is different. That's why I say like he can be the physically weakest in the crew, but it
Doesn't
doesn't
mean he's the
matter.
weakest.
Yeah, it
No,
doesn't mean
but
he's the
that
weakest.
shit won't cut it no more. None of this
will.
Piranha's not. No,
Okay,
Piranha's
no,
not doing it.
I got
Wait, let me just say my point. Piranha's not going to be doing this to command the people doing the negative shit. It's going to be affecting them. You know what I mean? Like,
how do you know that?
I know that's the thing.
Are
Like,
you
we
being
have to go see the matchup.
I'm being serious. Like,
Guys, we have to continue.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay, fine.
Before we move on to the list, I want to in the chat, you guys debate this as well. Up until this moment, right now we are in the series. Who has impressed more, Usopp or Sanji?
Sanji.
You think so? Sanji does more feats, but it's expected. It's expected for Sanji.
No, but you
to be
didn't. Wait, but that's just
Usopp is an upstart. No, I'm just saying Usopp is an upstart when he does anything. You don't expect.
No. I get your point, but we just said impressed. There's nothing to do with what we think about them. We said who's done stuff that's more impressive. There's nothing.
That's
to
what
do
I'm
with how
saying.
they start from.
Like, bro, hold on.
No,
Is it?
No, but you're putting in. Oh, it's expected from Sanji. Well, I'm saying we're not talking about what's expected of them. We're saying
we expect Zoro and Luffy to do the same thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter about what's expected. We're saying what have they done is more impressive. That's it.
I'd say at the end of the day,
other stuff added.
We'll continue, but I'd say at the end of the day, the fact that we're even remotely arguing who would be numbers like 4 and 3 should be like a reminder that like it's very possible that Usopp could be 3.
Yeah,
I just have a quick question.
No.
So, Nikki. No, hold on. I just have a quick question. For the whole impressing you thing, Nikki. Quick question. So, 2 scenarios. We're having a basketball game, right? And it's 1v1s. And one scenario is a pro NBA player against another pro NBA player. And one of them wins. Okay, big, right? Then, in the second scenario, you have a pro NBA player against literally a nobody. This kid's fat. He doesn't play basketball, nothing.
And then nobody wins.
And the nobody wins. What would impress you more?
The nobody winning.
The nobody winning. That is Usopp. That's all I'm saying.
But we're not
Well, if that's the case,
no,
we should have limited to Sanji then. He's been more impressive than the Monster Trio, period, if that's the case.
I mean, I didn't say it, Stebo.
Oh my god! I'm just putting them on even playing field. That's it. I'm just saying that's just crazy, monkey. You're joking.
All right, moving on. Let's get this list going.
Dan, do all the way up to the top 3. So leave it at your.
Wait, should
4.
I do my number 4?
Yeah, go up to your number 4. So like the weakest to the strongest.
Oh wait, we're doing weakest?
Yeah, weakest to strongest.
Oh my. Wait, I'm confused. So start at my number 1 strongest, right?
Yeah. End of series, StrawHats.
No. Start your weakest. So like for instance, mine goes from weaker to stronger is Chopper, Brook, Robin, Frankie, Nami, and then Sanji. Oh, I haven't done it yet, but yeah.
You guys are doing the weakest straw hat first?
Yeah,
weakest.
Okay. My weakest straw hat, so I guess my number 10 in the list. Weakest straw hat is Nami.
Okay.
Then it goes Robin. Then it goes. Well, it was tricky because I have Frankie under a couple people without his Shogun, but I'm just gonna say no Shogun Frankie, and then it would go Chopper.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
And then Brook, and then Sanji, and Usopp, and Zoro, and Luffy.
Oh,
sorry to interrupt you guys.
You weren't supposed to do them all.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
That's okay.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. One Vision says, "Fuck you, Stebo. I hate your picture."
Oh man.
And I can't even lie about that. It's pretty fucked up. You don't have Shanks there. You gotta put Shanks there. Don't put this fucking copycat bastard.
Say his name.
The rip-off.
Say his
Copycat.
The
name.
rip-off.
Bro, you know Shanks equals kill darts, right, Nikki?
Jeff.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But
Wait,
I'm not
you
gonna
know-
say
Your name's Jeff.
I'm not gonna say his name. He's gonna be like Voldemort for me. I ain't gonna say his name.
Wait, why? Gildart's OP.
Yeah, I know, but not in this stream. He's just too much of a copycat of Shanks.
All right, who's next?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, then I think it's back to me. So mine was Sanji for 4th, because like, just in short, I'm not even trying to make it long, but basically, like, I think kind of like what he, like, better way to think of how Monkey D was saying before was Sanji already had some basic level like skills, right? Like when he was in the Barachi, like he fought like, you know, like random people, they were fodder, but like, he still fought them on a daily basis and whatever. And then we have people like Usopp, who like what had like a rubber band and like a shitty little slingshot, and he was fighting nothing. Like, look at this. He was training Garbo people, like the 3 kids, the Usopp pirates. He was training nothing, but when Kuro came, he ended up fighting what, Django, and like, you know, that was
Yeah.
like his second command at the time. So like he fought, like when he fights, it's usually situations where he has to win, and he does, but it's also to save other people. He's the guy that like, if he doesn't win his battles, everyone else. in the
Yeah,
crew will
everyone
get
else
wrecked.
is fucked. Yeah.
Like he's the last. And like for instance, going back to like, well, I'll kind of say it later when I go into Usopp. I'll save it there for now. So now it's back to Stebo for number 3.
Oh, I got
I
Sanji.
see what you're saying. You went from like 10 and now you're at 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I was
Yeah.
confused. I was like, what? Okay.
I got Sanji.
Okay. And he like feats over Usopp, or why he's below Zoro.
Well, I got him there because I honestly feel like Zoro is stronger only by just a tiny margin. I'm not one of those people that's like Zoro way over Sanji.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's basically going to stay the way. I think the Monster Trio is going to stay the Monster Trio at the end of the series.
Also, I would just say we should probably do like our top 3 now, like at the same time, like just so you can kind of say why they're over the other 2 people, because I feel like the rest are like obvious. If you're not
Yeah,
here.
it's true. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we gonna do it just all quickly?
So, like,
then,
say,
right?
I would say, like, for instance, like, for Stebo, right, I would say have him say, like, why he says Sanji over Usopp below Zoro, kind of thing. Like, I don't think Luffy needs to even be talked about.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I
First,
say
just-
Sanji over Usopp because, I mean, I see Usopp taking that jump, but I don't think he's jumping that far.
Yeah.
I think Sanji's going to stay number 3 because of everything that we know now about Sanji. It makes me think that at the end of this arc, he might even jump over Zoro, but then Zoro's going to take his rightful place back, like during 1-0 or after 1-0.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think it's going to stay, you know, like Luffy, Zoro, Sanji throughout the series,
Yeah, I think so
except
too.
for certain points.
I think so too because if Sanji gets a power up or has a hidden ability in this arc, he'll probably surpass Zoro, but Zoro still wants to learn that fire cutting ability. Remember?
Yeah.
And that's probably where he's gonna get the edge back. And then the whole thing with Ashura, honestly, I don't know yet. We have to wait and see. I trust Oda.
Yeah.
So it's my turn now, right? 3rd.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
just do the remaining ones for each person.
Oh,
and then
did
can I say
Stebo
it?
go from 3 to 1? Or
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
feel like because like one should be
Yeah,
obvious,
oh,
and
yeah,
then 2
yeah,
is
yeah.
obvious. I feel like.
yeah, no, I put Zoro above Luffy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Right.
The debate.
So I got Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. Sanji is above Usopp because
All right, maggots, listen up. Purpose bound to teach you the pecking order.
All right, so after
So
stream,
Sanji's
we're put
above
that in
Usopp. Because Usopp's observation haki is if you noticed, he has a different kind. He has the visual type, which is I think the only time we actually saw that in the series. The other ones have more sensory type of observation haki. And I think Sanji specializes in that. Obviously, it was also mentioned, but we also saw it in the series because, for example, we all saw Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji sensing the what was her name? Neptune, not her daughter, his daughter.
Shiroshi.
Shiroshi, yeah. They all sensed it, but it's like that's probably just the minimum. She was in distress. But later we saw a more difficult situation where Sanji topped off the rest. Zoro was having trouble finding Pika in his stone, while Sanji was already moving towards the ship because he'd sensed Nami and Chopper and Brook in trouble. That's also the reason why he left with them to Zoro. He obviously has a very superior observation haki, and that's where he probably, yeah, that's why I put Usopp at number 4. I can't put him.
Didn't I could be
You know what
wrong,
I mean?
but didn't wasn't Sanji on a Denden Mushi, and then they told him that like Dofi was coming towards them, and then he just got walked over right away. Like I don't remember him using his observation to find him. I thought he was informed that Dofi was coming to the
But we
ship.
saw it with Tashigi as well, for example.
I thought
Oh,
I thought Fuji came first and then Dofi came. On my
Well, we're talking about so like when they get Caesar, right, and they put him on the ship, right?
They
I
see
thought-
Dofi flying in the sky.
Yeah, and then like they inform Sanji, and then Sanji comes over after like Caesar to like fight.
Oh yeah, they do because Chopper's freaking out and they're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!"
He's like,
Yeah.
Doflamingo! You know, like
Yeah, but it seems like, for example, with Tashigi, we saw the same thing, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, I do think his observation currently is higher, but I think like Usopp's is.
and that's why I put Usopp because at 4 because he has shown his new skills. But if that's the reason, I mean, if in a fight Usopp is at a long range and Sanji is at a very long range from Usopp, I think Usopp, obviously he has the upper hand in long range, but I think Sanji can avoid those attacks because of his superior sensory type of observation haki.
Okay.
And probably can move towards him with a skywalk, and then, I mean, we saw Usopp can tank some hits, so he'd probably have to use a stronger attack, but in the end, I think he'd win. So even if he fought Fonager, we can say, for example, Sanji can fight the drunkard. What was the drunkard's name? In
the fish, right? The octopus.
Vasto Shot, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vasco shot. Yeah.
Vasco shot.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Vasco Shot. He can fight him. He can fight Pizarro. I think both of them level 6 prisoners. I mean, they can compete with Vanaga, I think. That's my opinion. Especially at the end of series when they all evolve towards their final form. Yeah, I mean, that's my reasoning behind it. Obviously, Zoro is above Sanji by a little bit, but people think that Zoro is closer to Luffy than he is to Sanji, but I'd argue differently. We saw Luffy fight Lucci, which was twice as strong as Kaku and Jabra, while Zoro and Sanji were having trouble with Kaku and Jabra. And people always bring up Kaku had swords, but Jabra has Geppo. He can use it together with Tekai. He can obviously avoid those attacks, and then at some point he'll probably go for the attack. But that's their fighting style. They have a different fighting style, and you have to take that into account as well, that he can use Geppo and Tekai together. And there was one more thing, but I can't. All right. So Sanji was easily breaking through Jabra's attacks until he used his strongest moves. That's where he had to use Diablo Jamba. But Zoro was having more trouble with Kaku in his giraffe form until he used also his strongest forms. He had to go into the gorilla mode to counter Kaku. So I think all of those things together, I put Zoro closer to Sanji than to Luffy.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that was a long explanation, but
It was a long ass explanation, to be honest.
Nikki, you're next.
All right. Similar. I'm with Stebo and 44 on this as well. My number 3 is Sanji. My number 2 is Zoro, of course, and my number 1 is Luffy. Similar to Stebo and 44. Basically, I think the gap between Zoro and Sanji is barely, not that much at all. I understand that Zoro will be, because he has got those vice captain qualities, but so does Sanji. Like the fact that when there was, all the guys remember the big argument on the ship when Usopp was talking reckless to Luffy about the going merry, and then Sanji's the one who interfered. Like those kind of qualities he has, or the vice captain, he's the one who kicked Luffy to talk some sense. And then even Sanji always comes through in the clutch, man. Like Alabasta, they're all in that jail. They're all basically gonna all drown to death. Sanji came through, saved them. At the end of Enos Lobby, when they needed to escape, when they just got out, Sanji's the one who started the whirlpools to make sure they had a good escape route from the ships.
Yeah.
And the fact is, Sanji, usually when it comes down to like fights and stuff, even that, like what 44 was mentioning about a Jaburo fight, he literally fought Khalifa not too like only a few moments before that, and then he straight went into fighting Jabura and still beat him. And Sanji usually gets the most difficult opponents out of himself and Zoro as of this moment. And he sometimes that's why he's looking bad to most people, because obviously Virgo did him a bit wrong a bit, even though he was injured again by Caesar because Nami was fucking about. And then same thing with Dofi. Like Dofi had done the same thing to Zoro, but I have to put Zoro just ahead because we did see Zoro tank that Kuma ball of pain stuff of Luffy's, which was insane feat, like one of the most insane feats at One Piece at the moment. And the fact that Zoro is definitely going to become, end of the series, going to become the world's strongest swordsman, he just has to be a bit higher than Sanji, just a little. So, and the thing about why I put Usopp below Sanji is just the fact that I get the point that Usopp has all his dreams, like all his lies are coming true and stuff, but I just don't see him competing with the admirals on the level of the Monster Trio will be, in my opinion, end of series. And the fact, when it comes to the sniper stuff, like what 44 was saying, I think Sanji's gonna be able to dodge that stuff, and I think Usopp will definitely be a lot stronger, and he probably you might catch up to Monster Trio a bit, but the gap is always going to be so much bigger between the rest of the crew and the Monster Trio. So that's why I chose. That's my top 3, guys. That's it. And I don't have to explain Luffy because everyone knows about Luffy. So.
Yeah.
Who is it next?
You, I think.
Okay, it's me.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, just keep it simple. Usopp, Soros, and Luffy.
Any reason for like?
Well, I mean, like with Usopp, I mean the reasons we already stated before, and I think with Zoro, the thing with him though is that like, I think by like we already know he's gonna be the second. Like the first mate is usually gonna be the strongest in the crew, and I think Wano pretty much is gonna solidify that because like up until this point, I'll be honest, Zoro hasn't really had the most impressive fights. Like he's had like against like some crazy people, but like to the level that what we expect Zoro to be at right now, like you would think like Zoro will be able to take on someone like Diamante or whatever. Like I thought Diamante was a bit more impressive than what Pico was. And Pico's just like a huge like freaking mountain, right? And I think like again with Wano, like that's gonna be like his territory. Like that's gonna be like his like area where like he knows he's comfortable in those fights. And he's gonna be facing people that are probably gonna know his style to an extent. But I think it's gonna be the arc that's gonna set him up to number 2. And then Luffy, it's Luffy. Like Luffy's always gonna be number 1.
I'm just making a list for after. I think it's you, Dan, now.
For 4, I'd have Sanji. Number 3, Usopp, and then Zoro and Luffy. Honestly, the reason I put Usopp over Sanji, just like there's a bunch of reasons. One, I think one of the biggest things about it is like their goals, what they want to accomplish by the end of the series. Usopp's goal really requires him to grow stronger, while Sanji's doesn't. You know,
Yeah.
so I
Whitebeard.
think that's
That's what I'm gonna
going
say
to
is Whitebeard.
propel him. Wait, what happened?
All I'm gonna say is Whitebeard. That's it.
No, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah, but like that's like Usopp's way more impressive. Like you're trying to find like the sea. He wants to be the strongest warrior in the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's what
what
I'm trying to say.
So what Sanji's
goal,
gonna find
he only
is the
needs to
strongest
find
warrior.
something.
But Sanji wants to be strong enough to protect the crew, right? Like the rest of the
No,
crew.
no,
Like,
that's not his like ultimate goal. His
No, but
ultimate goal
but
is
he
to
wants
find
to-
all blue.
No,
But
that's
if you
true.
want-
Like
That's
his
true.
side goal
If you want
is
to use
fine.
that argument, you
Yeah.
can say it for Zoro too.
Wait, what?
I say if you want to use that argument, you can say the same thing for Zoro too.
I was gonna say the same thing for Zoro. That's why I think he's gonna be the second strongest. Because
No,
his
no,
goal
no.
is to be this. What?
You can put Usopp over Zoro with that same argument.
Nah, because Zoro's gonna be
Uh,
what's it called, the strongest swordsman, and I just think he's going to outclass everyone else when he is the strongest swordsman. Like, I just think he's gonna continuously grow, and also one of the things, like, he might be physically weak, but he's not a physical like. That's not his fighting style. He doesn't use strength when he fights. It's all about tactics. It's all about being like sneaky and just beating your opponent no matter what you have to do. Like, so, just when you see some of the things he does, like feat wise, like for example, the Daddy Masterson fight, like you see that what's it called? The target was something that should have been no normal person should be able to hit it. Not only does Usopp hit his target, he hits like it in the center, right in the like crown, right in like a jewel spot, right, like on the crown of it. And Daddy Masterson's looking at this kid like, you didn't just hit the target. Like, it's not like you got an A, you got like 105. You know what I mean? Like you did above and beyond. You got the extra credit points too. Like that, the whole thing at the Tower of Justice, when all of those Marine soldiers were trying to like fire back at Usopp, and they stated how it's too far for a regular rifle to hit. Usopp's sitting there using a what's it called, a sling, like basically a slingshot, right? So he's firing so much farther that guns can't even reach, and he's still getting headshots every time. Like I don't know, man. I just think for how strong Usopp is, and the fact that his dad's Yasopp, I see him surpassing him. I just think he's gonna like get super strong, and it's gonna be crazy.
Just side note too, I just made a list, right? Calculating, like I basically gave like number scales to like all of our like votes, right, for our top lists, and like basically to, well, here I'll say mine real quick. Obviously it goes Sanji, then Usopp, then Zoro, then Luffy. But like basically our list together. So like I had all of our like numbers. So I did is I gave like the top people, right, 1, and then I went from like 1 to 9. And so the lower points you have, the higher like voted you were, so like the stronger the characters are as a combined between all of our lists. And the list ended up being Luffy number 1, Zoro number 2, then Usopp and Sanji tied for 3 and 4, and then Brook for 5, and then Nami and Frankie tied, and then Robin, and then Chopper.
Nami and Frankie are trying. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what you guys said. I don't know.
That's all our list combined. So, and I like that's
Okay.
kind of how I see it too. So like I can agree with that list.
Well, I don't think
Yeah, I
like
agree- I
Nami's
agree
going
with
to
that
be
too.
over Chopper though.
Wait, what?
You know, I don't think Nami's going to be stronger than
yeah,
Chopper
she will.
though. You think so?
I think
No,
so,
no.
first of all,
Stronger than
It's a little,
Chopper,
it's a little
in
iffy there.
Stronger
Actually.
than Chopper Monster
yeah,
Point?
in
Yeah, that's
general,
what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
Haki.
see, that's the weird part. Nami,
look at Suru, right? Like, no, I'm being serious, but for real.
Are you
Like,
being serious? You're talking about the wash-up lady, yeah? The
Dude,
guy
no,
who's trying to
yeah.
keep on
No, no,
doing
she's
it.
strong. She's strong though.
She's
really
No, 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 no.
She has
no,
her
no,
position
no,
for a reason.
No, she is crazy strong. I'm just saying, you're comparing the wash-up lady to Nami right
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
now. Oh my god.
No.
Oh,
Hear me out though.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
By
go
all
on.
means, right? By all means, if you were to see that person, right, and like forget animated logic where like old people are OP as fuck and like people like that just look like weird or OP, she seems like, give me a wash fruit, that would be like, nah, like I would pass on that. Like give me the turtle fruit or the jacket fruit kind of thing. Like no, but for real, like I would take it over those, like over a wash fruit. It
Yeah,
just
of course,
seems stupid.
definitely.
But then
I
you
would take
find
that
out
over
like if you look at like her jacket, right, for her vice admiral coat, it has a red and black design, meaning it's the same as Garp's, meaning that they're like tied in rank.
In rank,
They're
yeah.
special vice admirals basically. So they could probably both be an admiral in their own like way. So it's like that type of like
Oh,
fighting. That type
that's a
of
big
fighting.
step now. Sorry, that's a big step.
No, but no, it's a fact that they are tied in rank. It's a
They
No,
are
but
tied in rank.
okay, that's okay. I get that point, but we know for a fact that Garp been offered loads of
Oh no,
promotions.
yeah, but like when Dofi came, right? They sent who? Fucking they sent Stewart with, and he's like joking about how she's a monster. Like you don't think that this lady's probably OP as fuck too? Like she's probably stronger than a lot of the vice admirals, especially in her
Yeah.
prime.
But
She
but
only
this-
has women on her crew.
But okay, that's a fair point. But didn't she already have invested interest with Dolphy from like
She
the pre?
does, but
From
she
the
was it's because she was
flashbacks?
originally assigned to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why
No,
she
but I'm
was
still saying
there. It
like
wasn't.
when
It
they
wasn't
mention
because
like
she
for
was the
instance
strongest.
when they mention like the attack on Jack, right? She's always mentioned too, meaning she's still up there. Like it's kind of like the sleep thing. Like people are sleeping on her. Like she's probably a very very strong. She could be the strongest woman in all of the Marines. But my point is I think a lot of people sleep on like these characters because A, they're women, and B, because like their type of fighting, right, isn't direct fighting. Like Usopp, like it's not direct type of fighting, it's like a tactical amount of fighting. And like, do you read Kingdom or no? No.
Oh, yeah,
No,
of
I need
course.
to catch up.
Oh my God, there's a guy in there. I'm not gonna say who or anything, but there's a guy in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
have
be
to.
out.
I just
I
have
have to
to.
be out.
No,
Someone
no,
just
you
put in the
can't.
comments. Someone put in the comments if when he's finished talking about Kingdom. I'm not gonna let spoilers.
No,
Nope,
I
I'm
won't.
out.
But basically, there's a person there that's tactical fighter and wrecks a lot of people because he's a tactical fighter. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But like, there's certain people like that, right? That like they fight really, really well because of their design of fighting is different than a lot of people. That's all I'll say on it. So I personally think that she's gonna be number 5. That's where I think she's gonna be.
Nami will be number 5, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
I think that she's gonna be up there.
But okay, let me ask you this question: do you think Suru's learned all the stuff that CP9 learned, like the Skywalk
Oh,
and
yeah.
I
5
would
stuff?
assume so.
Yeah.
That's why she can't. That's why Nami can't be number 5 because Suru's going to learn that
But
stuff.
Nami
and
has her
Yeah,
own like
but I
things.
have a remark on that.
not,
Yeah, go
not on
ahead.
that level.
I put Nami at the bottom right because I thought she was below Robin and Robin below Chopper because that's what I thought. She couldn't stop him. There was also the thing about Robin can't stop Monster Point for now, and I mean if she develops, is Chopper gonna develop too? That's one thing. The second thing is technically speaking, can't Nami take out Chopper with Klimatak, the electrical lightning?
Spear, yeah.
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 Like Khalifa,
Or do you guys think that Monster Point Chopper can just get up again and
I
start
think you
moving?
could tank it after, but like I think he's very damaged. Like the thing is, in a series, right? Like where I see Nami, right? Because assume that each of the StrawHats are going to be on their own like main village. Like she'll go back to her village, right? But like people might like random pirates might come to invade the village at the end of the series, and she'll be like older, like maybe 40 or something like that. And literally, as soon as they're invading, there'll be a random thundercloud above them, and then they'll get struck down. Kind of like Prometheus and Zeus right now. Like
Yeah.
Big Mom Ray says, like like me and Dan talked about, like fodder people like that come on ships to invade, like she wouldn't send anyone else. She'd be like, "Oh, Prometheus, Zeus, like have at it, like kill them." Like
Yeah.
that's kind of where I see Nami. Like Nami's
Also,
manipulation of weather is
there's one more thing I have to say about that. Some people said, which I disagree with, that suppose Big Mom is taken out, right?
Yeah.
And Nami has her Klimatak. They say that she can.
She'll gain those.
She can take those clouds of Prometheus and Zeus and use them in her arsenal. But
Like she shouldn't because the homies,
Yeah,
but we don't know how that
exactly.
works, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Exactly. If Big Mom is dead, there's no way that the souls aren't gonna go back to their place.
Yeah.
But she
The
gets
whole
beat
thing
up.
about Prometheus and Zeus is that their existence is based off.
Based on Big Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
But one big thing people have to sleep on too with Nami right now, right? Remember how Usopp, when he was giving her staff, he said specifically, "Oh yeah, Nami, that one thing you want me to put in there, I can't fit it in there currently." Like he doesn't say what it is or mentions anything of it besides he said that one item that I can't put in there. You'll have to like do without it for now. Meaning she has like an
Another piece
ultimate
of the
attack.
contact.
Yeah, so she has one piece of like an ultimate move probably that she may have separately with her, or she might save it for Wano. So like
Okay.
she has more to her.
let me just ask this question just to everyone as well. Do you guys think Nami will learn Armament Haki?
I think
Yeah.
it's possible. I think she'll have
Armament,
observation more so than
no,
I don't
anything
know.
else. But like, I feel
I
like
can see
this is how I see it,
observation
right?
and others
If,
like
if people on Viper's crew, right, all pretty much have it, it'd be stupid if the Straw Hats don't have it. That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that at least
No,
one
but I
part of
don't,
Haki.
I don't think everyone needs to have it though. I
I think
think
they should though, but like,
They
should, though,
should,
if you
and
wanna be able
by
to fit
end
in
of
the new
series,
world.
they should. Yeah.
no, but when I say Armament Haki, I just mean just Armament Haki. I'm not including observation. Like I
I
do
still
think
think she
she'll get
should. Yeah,
observation.
I think she should still.
Well,
Just because like, it'd be stupid. Like if you're in the new world, right? Like it just doesn't make sense to me to not have
Like,
it.
how are you that strong?
Like
when
if I was on the Pirate King's crew, right, and I didn't have it, it'd be like how?
The armament.
Yeah, like any well, ornament in general, just in this case, but like vice versa. Like if I didn't have observation, it'd be the same kind of thing.
but not everyone's
know.
like she's strong in a different
I
way
won't say
though. She
that.
doesn't have to have armament.
No, I know, I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like people like let's say like Odin, right? Like or Neko and Inu, like it'd be retarded if they didn't have like hockey. Like
Yeah, I
you
know
know,
what you mean, but those guys are like we know how strong they are because
but
Luffy acknowledged
you
them
don't
straight
think that
away.
I mean them are gonna be that strong.
we only know how strong they are because they're said to be on Roger's crew.
Yeah.
That's the only basis that we have for their strength, except for the Jack thing.
Yeah,
Except for
the
that.
Jack and the fact when Luffy judges people as strong, we know how strong they are. They're
Yeah.
usually stronger than Luffy, to be honest.
But what I'm saying is like if people like going like Big Mom's crew, right? Like the lower level people, like for instance, Lady Amant and Bobbin and stuff like that. If they're not commanders, they should still have it in my opinion because they're on a Yonko's crew and they're the top people. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like how
Okay,
Mach
yeah,
Vice, like think about like Mach Vice, right? In them, they had a hockey, if I remember correctly, like Dellinger and stuff like that. Like
Because they had Haki.
yeah. So like why wouldn't people like Nami them if they're on the Pirate King's crew?
I don't think Mark Vice had Haki.
But I think some of them did at least. Is my point though. Like
No, I think it's only like the top 3 had Haki, man.
I think more than
Only
that.
the top 3? Nah.
Virgo, Sword
Yeah, I'm
Guy,
pretty sure it
and
was the
Pika.
top 3.
Oh, for
Yeah.
what's it called, Doflamingo?
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
I don't think anyone below that had Haki.
I can't
I
remember.
got the panel. I don't see
I don't think Mach 5
I
had
don't
it.
see her. I didn't see her, him use hockey, whatever that guy's gender is.
Yeah.
If you look at it
so
too,
I,
like Big Mom's crew, like a lot of them will have more Bushoku Haki than Dofi's crew.
I posted the panel if you guys want to look. I mean,
because the way Luffy built his crew, like he built them on like just on what jobs they're really good at. So
Oh, yeah.
Nami's like the perfect navigator. So I think her observation Haki end of series would be crazy. It's because
It's like that's it, right? Like let's say we're on a pirate crew and we're in the new world, right? And let's say if like only me, Monkey Dean, like let's say Stebo and Nicky or something like that have like hockey, right?
yeah.
And like you other guys, right? You're like seeing us use hockey, or like you're hearing about hockey, or you're fighting people that have hockey. You don't think at some point in time that you're gonna develop it or learn how to develop it?
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just
I don't know with Nami, to be honest. Nami's the only person in the crew I just don't know. Everyone else I think will get it, but I just
So-
don't know with Nami.
just a second. We saw Burgess use hockey, right?
Yeah.
The
If
Burgess
we-
is garbage.
if
Ones, yeah.
If we try to analyze who is going to fight, we can maybe
Frankie.
say, is that yeah, maybe for example Frankie. Is Frankie going to get hockey then?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say
definitely.
yes.
Actually, I'm not sure. If he becomes more robotic, I don't
He's
know
already
how.
from Steel.
Because I don't know. It's kind of confusing on that part with Frankie. Frankie and Nami are confusing. Nami a lot more like I don't think she'll get it, but Frankie's like because he's gonna keep developing his body and stuff, he's gonna slowly become like pacifista-ish. So
We
I don't
didn't.
know.
We didn't. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We didn't see Kuma use hockey, but maybe he has it. I don't know.
No,
I'm
I think
assuming
Kuma,
he has
Kuma
hockey.
definitely had hockey. I think.
Yeah.
But then we can say Frankie is going to use hockey as well.
No,
But-
but I don't know because I think Kuma had it before he became a robot, so it wouldn't really matter.
I'll be back
But,
in 1 second. But
For
my
example,
my point is just I feel like if people like Burgess doesn't have it, like what the fuck? Like come on, they have to have it. At the very minimum, I feel like Nami should
Burgess.
have
I mean,
observation.
Burgess is slept on.
You know,
actually.
she will have observation 100%. 100%.
Just
but
because
I don't think every person on the crew is gonna have armament and observation. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
don't see that.
I can see him having like one form at least.
It's weird.
Yeah, like I think like the top 5 people will, but maybe actually not even the top. Yeah, top 5, 6 will have, but not everybody will have. So
Yeah, it's weird actually. I don't see everybody having it. Can we say that, for example, Amande or the book guy and Opera from Big Mom's crew have it?
Like I gotta say, Amande and Opera might have like Bushoku Haki, but I think Montior is probably more towards like observation Haki.
Opera used armament, right?
Yeah. So we already said he has that. And I think with Amande, the fact that like she's a swordsman as well, I do think that she's probably gonna end up having Bushoku Haki.
Also, I think if we're talking about end of story, maybe I can slip this one in. I think at the end of story, you know, obviously Luffy could be fighting Fleet Admiral, and the other three could be fighting the admirals. I think Frankie is gonna go right below that against Kuma. I don't know where Brook fits. I mean, still above Frankie for me for now, but I see Frankie fighting Kuma. So if you guys say that Kuma has a armament on top of his medal, then yeah, I mean that means that Frankie has to have as well.
okay. Well, let's go into this Sanji Usopp thing a bit deeper now, just before we go into like.
Just accept it, Nikki.
It's not good. I just
came
don't
back perfect
understand.
time.
Yeah, right. Perfect time. I just can't accept that. Like Sanji's gonna be fighting admirals. Usopp will not be fighting any admirals.
Here, I'm
That is
gonna
for
say one thing
certain.
first. Where do you guys think that the power scaling for like the top, like who do you think is gonna be the final villain? And how strong do you think they're gonna be in comparison to like previous people?
Ooh. Okay.
Like for
I
Naruto,
think-
right? Like right now, like you know, like we could say like Kaguya is probably the strongest, or like you know, Madara was the strongest.
I don't want to count Kaguya, but yeah. Hey.
But yeah, no,
Doesn't
Usopp actually could fight the admirals because if you think about it, Luffy's gonna be fighting against Akainu, right?
need
So that
300
means that's
people.
one spot that's open for Usopp. So he'll be fighting probably Green Bull, who I presume is gonna be like more of like a sniper shooter kind of guy, and that fits so well with Usopp.
No, but I don't think Akainu is going to be fighting Luffy. Though I think Sabo is going to be fighting Akainu.
That's what we think, but I think it's been built up for so long that we know it was
Yeah.
stupid if Luffy's not gonna be able to fight him.
So
Yeah,
would
no.
Sabo-
Because remember that
No,
fight belongs to him more than the Sabo.
Wait,
I-
I'm just
yeah.
wait. Sorry to interrupt before you fall. I'm just saying, as in, like, I think Akainu and Luffy are gonna have a skirmish once in a bit, definitely. But when it comes to end of series, it's Sabo all the way because Sabo missed out everything that happened to Ace.
so
Yeah,
in
but
the
that was
end of series
that was
fight,
away from Luffy so much. Like imagine you saw your brother die right before you. Like it's more different like if you're in the moment than reading from a newspaper from Sabo's point of view. And the fact that he's with the revolutionaries, I think his deals can be more with like the Garosei, the Tenryubito, and like other stuff. And Akainu is going to be the main fight for Luffy before going on to Blackbeard.
Nah, I still think Sabo because I think the way Luffy feels, the way he got thanks to Jinbei, he could get over the whole stuff about Ace dying. Imagine Sabo. Sabo had nobody there to reassure him about Ace. It was
Do you
just
think Luffy
he
gave up about that? Like you think Luffy doesn't like if he sees Akainu again, he's not going to fight him?
No, but Luffy, yeah, no, he definitely fight him, but he's not gonna hold the grudge as much as he did when it first happened.
I just
I
have
don't know.
a
He
quick
probably
question.
does. He probably still
No.
could.
Just quick
No.
question.
While Sabo has the exact same, like, will hold it the exact same moment after he died, like he would still the same way. You know what I
Nikki.
mean?
Nikki, quick
Yeah, go on,
question.
Monkey D. Yeah.
So we're talking about end of series now, right?
Yeah.
So Luffy's Pirate King level, right? Why?
Probably, yeah.
Why would Luffy fight someone weaker than the Fleet Admiral? Like he'd
Exactly.
clearly be better than Sabo. He'd be better than Sabo at that point, right? End of series. So why would Sabo fight someone stronger and Luffy take the weaker guy?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. But I just don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be like, I don't think it's going to be the way you think it is. I think the revolutionaries are generally going to fight most of the Marines. Like,
So-
obviously, they're going to fight Akainu and stuff maybe a bit earlier. But when it comes to end of series, the revolutionaries are dealing with the Marines mostly.
So who do you think the strongest people in the Marines are gonna be? Like, or sorry, in the government, in the world government, who do you think the top people are gonna be?
Some people say the
Like strength
Gorosei.
wise.
Some people.
I want to say Goro saved, but it's
Yeah,
hard to
Rose is
say.
the main
And
player,
it's-
I think.
I
I
feel
don't
like
necessarily agree with
and then
that, but
CP0. Sorry for keep interrupting.
And Kong.
see that's the thing is I see the Gore site and maybe even someone above that because like we saw the Joy Boy thing and like we don't know what's
wait.
gonna happen with that.
guys, I know it. I know. I've thought about this. If
Did you say Usopp?
yeah, what?
No, sorry, nothing. No, Usopp's the best. Just keep
You
going.
guys are saying Usopp, yeah?
Now go 44. What are you saying?
So if Luffy fights Akainu, which I think is gonna happen for revenge and stuff. Why do you? I mean, I see the revolutionaries fighting CP0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes a lot
And
of
not
sense.
the other way around, and not the other way around.
Okay, I get that point, but don't we know from the Marineford that Akainu holds a grudge against Dragon?
Oh, we
Like,
know
yeah,
that.
so
there's a bit of beef there, you know what I
I'm
mean?
sure we'll get
So,
a fight at least, but I think Saba's gonna be the one to take him down personally.
yeah, 'cause I don't know what's gonna happen to Dragon. Like, I think the CP0 stuff, whoever's the leader of CP0, that's
I
Dragon's
think
kind of
Dragon's
shit.
either fighting the Gorosei or he's fighting Kong.
Yeah,
Nah,
I could
I
see him
don't think-
fighting Kong.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Kong's overrated. He's a bit old. Like,
Nah.
Especially since like I know a lot of people say that Kong might have a relation to Garp and Dragon.
no, if
So
Kong's
like, it could
old,
make sense.
we have to put in context. If Kong's older than Garp and Garp's got weaker since his prime, Kong ain't all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he wouldn't be commander in chief if he was weak.
They
So
would
he
find
has
someone
to
to
be
replace
strong.
him.
Yeah, that's his position though. That's
But they would
not, that's
fi-
nothing to do
no,
with
don't
weakness.
They
go
would
that
just
way.
give it to
Yeah,
Son
but
Goku
remember,
at
like
that
the
point.
face of like right now, like the face of the Marines right now is Akainu, and we know he's strong. If you were to put, let's say, for example, like Smoker as the face of the Marines, you think people are really going to be afraid of the Marines? So, like, imagine
No.
with Kong, like people who know Kong and stuff as a commander in chief. But also at the same time, you guys look at it too. He's in the government, so people don't know him enough. But for the people in the Marines who do know of him, probably know that he's like a fearsome guy.
But don't you guys think Akainu was stronger than Son Goku?
No.
No,
No
At the
way.
time.
no,
Really?
it's Akainu would have been
way.
fleet admiral already.
No way.
Guys,
It was
Yeah.
No, it's not about.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
about
no, no. You
all
see,
the time.
You
Blackbeard.
got the spot because of politics, not just being Aokiji, but
Yeah,
politics.
yeah,
is being played.
guys. Blackbeard took on after he took the seventh other fruit. He took on Sengoku, and when Akainu came to the island where he had Bonnie captured, he said, "We're not ready for him yet."
Yeah, they
No.
literally ran away from Akainu, man.
But they had a
Yeah, they
choice to
ran.
run away in that situation.
Blackbeard's the one who said, "I'm not ready for him." Akainu just went up to Bonnie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But no, he,
but Blackbeard was able to. He was confident enough to take on Sengoku.
He was forced in position to
That's
fight.
what. Yeah, that's in the moment too, though. Because like I would be the same way too if I went and got the Gurgur and Nomi. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fight everyone. But after realizing he had no control really over at the time, you think he's gonna go after Akainu?
but Akainu came to him and he still ran away when he had his whole crew.
Yeah, I
with him.
mean,
Exactly.
They could have jumped.
Doesn't that
They
say
could have jumped him.
that Akainu can be more deadly than Sengoku?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm making.
He said he wasn't ready. He said the same thing against Shanks, but just maybe it's just that Sengoku was old and he wasn't at his prime, and that's why.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They weren't in their prime. I'm not putting Sengoku or Garp down, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. It may be that Akainu right now is equally as strong as Sengoku when he was in his prime, but
I want to say something quick to the Muse guy. So, the fact that we're talking about, he's like, basically he says, if we're 60% of the series, right, how could Usopp like therefore surpass or get near Sanji? But like that'd be like saying like at the beginning of the series, like Buggy, right? You know, because it's so at the beginning of the series that he wouldn't be like equal, or he would be equal to someone like, let's say, like I don't know, Crocodile or something later. Like we have so much, like 40% is what, like 10 years maybe of One Piece or so. That's a lot of time to like get stronger and stronger. Look at going back to like Naruto, right? Look at like from after Pro Senskip, right? He was strong. He had like what, like double Rasengan.
But for
And
how
then, like,
strong he got.
Yeah, exactly. Like he went from like that to God tier. As soon as they entered the war arc, it went to God tier shit. Like and like
Yeah.
Madara when he brought down the meteors, that was huge. That was retardedly like OP. But look at where Madara was at the end, like that was nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to say is like the percent, it means nothing really.
No,
Like even at
Well,
10%
the progression
left.
of Naruto was kind of propelled by ass pulls, so I think that's.
But I mean, no, it was. But I'm saying like the power levels grew and grew at a bigger gap than they did before, if that makes sense.
I get your point, but Sanji's always going to be getting stronger as well. So it's not
No,
like
he
Sanji's
will
going to
be
be
getting
sitting on
strong,
his
but like,
lap.
but the fact that Usopp just got awakened Haki, right? I feel like that means he has more room to grow. That's why I said with Brook, right? Brook is going to get stronger, but I feel like he has like less room to grow as like a swordsman, right? Than like someone like Zoro, who's younger and has like more potential.
Yeah, well, aren't
Like
Sanji and like Usopp the same
going
age?
potential genetics, who would win
All
in a
right,
fight?
so at the end of the series, I see Usopp. I agree on being above Brook and Frankie, maybe, because if he's at a far distance, I said this before, but if he's at a far distance, right, and he's
Yeah.
able to take on Van Augur, he's at that level, and Usopp, I think he can hit, obviously, Frankie and Brook and the others, but I mean, they probably can't defend themselves against him if he has also stronger ammunition. But I don't see Sanji taking the hit because he is so agile, and he also has observation. I
I
mean,
just
his
have a
observation is miles ahead of Usopp, who says that
quick question.
he's not gonna keep evolving.
Quick question. So, but we're talking about end of series, right? Do you
Yeah.
think Sanji still have stronger observation than Usopp the sniper?
I mean, they have different observation. Usopp
No,
obviously.
but I'm saying just in general. They're different, but which one would be stronger? Like, you're saying that Sanji could just avoid the bullets, but why can't you argue that Usopp would see somewhat into the future to know where Sanji will try to evade to and just change where he shoots?
Because I don't see that happening. I see him seeing the aura from a distance, and Sanji, if any other opponent, probably Sanji would. I mean, nobody could see Usopp. So if any other opponent would be against him, they'd probably get hit. But Sanji
Okay.
can probably sense him. You know what I mean?
So
It's a sensory type.
let's say Usopp fires the shot at Sanji, right? This is end of series. Usopp fires the shot at Sanji. Sanji now has to evade that attack, right? There are only so many places that you can go. And if you're using Haki, you should see them before they move. You should know where they're going to go when they're evading. What's stopping Usopp from sending another shot to where Sanji is going to go?
But he can sense that as well. We can keep
But-
going at this, obviously.
But
So-
what you're basically saying is that Sanji would therefore like be one
Sanji would
step
be
ahead.
evading like 3 things in
Yeah.
one. That's what you're trying to say.
why 3 though?
Well, what we're
But
saying
that's
is like
what
what you're saying. Basically, how I see it, right? It's like I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. It's kind of like I guess like I don't know, like
It's
a
like
chess
if you're
game.
playing chess. Exactly. If you're
Yeah.
playing chess, how many steps ahead you can be? You're putting
Yeah.
Sanji like 3 or 4 steps ahead.
Like for instance, like one thing
No,
It
about
doesn't have to be though.
But isn't 44 putting them on the same amount of steps, so they just counter
No.
each other each
no,
time?
because Sanji's dodging things.
Exactly. If Sanji has to dodge and he has to react to the first attack, that's what I'm trying to say. Usopp already sees, because Usopp's firing from far away, right? He already sees Sanji and he sees him about to evade. Now, when you're looking at it, you can see, all right, he's going to go here in about 5. In 1 second, he'll be here. What's stopping Usopp from firing an attack to where he will be in 1 second? What's stopping him from firing another attack to where he might be in another second? You know what I mean? He could just keep firing shots to where
Yeah,
he
but
will.
it's a circle because it's obviously there are some milliseconds between them, and I mean, Sanji has to have some observation Haki if he can take on Kizaru. So if he can take on the speed of light, he has to be able to.
Yeah, I
But
think
didn't Beckman do that too? Basically, like
That's a good point, 44. That's a good point.
basically what we're saying, right?
Stop it, Nikki.
What we're saying basically is like
I think
So
just as fast as Usopp can shoot at Sanji, I think Sanji would still be able to react to those shots.
But then what we're saying is right. Like let's say they're like 20 feet away, right? And he's dodging these shots, right? If he's moving closer, right, it's giving him the advantage because he's dodging it while still maintaining to get closer. I don't know if that makes sense. But like another way I was gonna say is like going back to chess, right? Is let's say we're all playing, or like me and like Headbands are playing chess, right? And I'm pretending I'm Usopp, right? I'm throwing away pawns, right? And you're taking these pawns, right? And it looks like you're winning, right? But then out of nowhere, I get you into a check and force you into a checkmate kind of a situation. That's how I see Usopp's like play.
Yeah, like he would force him to move in certain
Yeah.
ways,
And then he
knowing
just
that
uses,
a final shot will hit him. You know what I mean?
yeah, and then he just uses strong attack to overcome the power of it. I mean, Sanji's got this, man. If any other opponent, he would succumb against Usopp.
I
I
think
mean, he
Sanji-
might just Tabasco storm, you know.
But like the thing about Sanji or Usopp too is like he's a master tactician above I think all else. Like
Yeah, that's
one of
his main
biggest
strength.
feats. Yeah, like look at the like Luffy fight, right? Luffy came in there thinking I'm about to like beat him up. I'm gonna have to hold back at the beginning, but I'm gonna have to beat him up because like he's not gonna even remotely stand a chance. And then all of a
Yep.
sudden like Cactus Star, these dials come out of nowhere.
Yup. And Luffy's like, "What the heck? Do I have to
Uh,
really try?"
Like when like when they're going underwater to Fishman Island, right? Like rocks are starting to fall from the avalanche, right? And they're thinking like Zoro's like, oh, I'll just like go with my like bubble and then I'll just cut him up. But they're like, oh, but you'll die then, like because of water pressure. So literally, fucking Usopp's like, don't worry guys, I got this, and he shoots the one star out, and it's enough to hold up an avalanche of rocks that Zoro was gonna have to go out and cut up himself because there's nothing else he could have done. So it's like he has like these like weapons like the dials and whatnot, and like the pop greens that are like equal to like a lot of stronger attacks.
No, that's a fair point,
Yeah,
but I
It's
think
versatility.
No,
I
I
mean,
get
first
the
of
point.
all,
Wait, before let me just say this. I get your point, but we know Sanji is a smarter fighter than Luffy just because the way he's fought opponents all the way up to like now. Obviously, he's been overpowered by quite some people, but for example, Jabra is a good fight. He took the damage on purpose that Jabra was giving him so he could deal with final hit. Like, and Luffy doesn't think like that. Luffy's like a bit of a like he's just animal senses. He just goes on what he feels. Well, Sanji's almost to me is as tactical as Usopp.
I mean, he's higher. I'd say he's higher than Zoro, and yes, like and tactician wise, but I think Usopp's much higher.
Usopp's literally a tactician.
look, Usopp is
Sanji's just
Usopp-
smart.
I think they're quite similar.
Like if like I said, like the end of the war arc, right? Like the very final war arc, if Luffy somehow is out of the picture, right, gets captured or whatever, and they're going in with all the people that they have. Personally, I see Zoro again being the front man, so he's leading the army. But I think Usopp himself will be the guy that's like telling each person where to go and what to do.
I don't know. I think
Kinda like how
it might be Sanji, to be honest. I don't
Like
know.
Sengoku, right? He's a tactician. Like he's known to be a tactician. That's his like highest like value, more than like his strength was. Like that's why they're like that's why Whitebeard when he heard of the execution being brought up by Luffy saying like, oh, it's gonna be earlier, he's like not a surprise like that Sengoku bastard like being a strategist like always with his like his dirty fucking underhanded tactics.
no matter how good
I get your
tactics
point.
are,
Sorry, actually, go for it. Sorry.
he got bazookaed, and he lost against Luffy. No matter how good your tactics are.
No, he tanked the bazooka with his rejectile.
Yep.
And then he got
He literally
bullets.
shot the bazooka right back in Luffy's face.
Yep.
So you're saying that the dials are more powerful than the Diablo Jumbo?
Then what?
I could tank it, yeah.
If he used a rejectile on no, hold on. If he used a rejectile on Diablo Jambe, what would happen? He would absorb the damage from it and literally send it right back at Sanji. That's exactly what happened.
Sanji is agile and fast enough to avoid it. Look, guys, if he's fighting light, there's not much milliseconds that Usopp can overcome.
I mean, but Ben Beckman had it like up to light speed.
Yep. If your hockey is so OP, it's just like, for example, the Ben Beckman thing.
Ben Beckman wasn't he stationed at Zoro's level? So now we're gonna compare.
No, but I'm saying that's even
Oh,
more.
that's a good point. Hey, that's a good point for you, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is you're basically saying that because like it's Sanji and that he has speed feats and Kizaru's a speed man, right? That therefore they should be able to equal each other. But what I'm saying is Ben Beckman, right, who doesn't seem like a speedy character, could therefore keep up with someone that's a speed character like Kizaru.
Ben Beckman let Kizaru go. Kizaru was he stood his hands up first,
and then he put like he shot right with his finger.
And then he just moved along the moment he saw fit.
Yeah, but they came to a ceasefire. Otherwise, Beckman probably would have blown his head off.
Yep.
You think, like, realistically, I think, like, Shanks, if he wanted to, he could have probably took him.
He could have killed everyone there.
So
He literally could have killed everyone.
Yeah.
Beckman. I don't
Because
think.
think about it, if he wanted to, he really could have killed everyone that was there. And I think Beckman, especially like knowing, like, I think he is personality too. Like a lot of them, like we think they're all like happy-go-lucky and stuff, but I think they're a lot more like sadistic and sinister with their like playing styles.
I think Shanks is a savage, especially the first time we saw Shanks, like when he kills that bandit. You knew the guy's a savage, man.
Well, Well, Lucky Rue's morally the savage because he's the one that actually shot that guy like from point blank range.
No, but yeah, I know what you mean. But it's just but what Shanks said though, it means like he knew Lucky Roo was gonna shoot him. It was just like, if you're gonna point a gun at someone, you better know, you better use it. And then
Yep.
Shanks
Right, of
was just like,
Toys.
yeah.
My point of getting at is like I just think like I'm not saying like Usopp's gonna fucking like clean house with Sanji by any means, and I do agree that Sanji would be his best person to fight against in the terms of like Sanji would have the best advantage, right? Like same with like probably someone like Nami, like a long range character or a fast character. But I just still think that like Usopp's taking it.
I don't think so because
Nah.
not only Usopp doesn't have the same agility. Obviously, his agility is incredibly low. While Sanji's is just the opposite; it's very high. But speed, skywalk, blue walk, and is able to. I mean, if you can fight. I mean, keep saying this, but if you can fight light, right, the milliseconds overcome. For example, if you say that the what was the shell? The shell that counter shocks.
Rejectile.
Yeah, the rejectile. If you use that argument, which I don't agree with, you can say that he can also use the rejectile on Zoro and beat Zoro. But I didn't see that.
No, what we're saying is like it could take it, but like there is a thing where like let's say if he caught like Zoro's like I don't know cannon right or something like that, he would lose like strength from using it because like it has a toll on the body.
Why not on Sanji? I mean,
I
I
never said the opposite. That's what I'm saying. With Sanji's Diablo Jave, it would still hurt Usopp. What we're saying is like it could still tank it. Well, what you were saying before is that like he would use it and then therefore like he'd break the shell or something. But what I'm saying is like it wouldn't break the shell. It would just tank it.
I agree that Usopp has to have some kind of physical ability, but I don't see him. I didn't see just the rejectiles and his hammer surpassing the physical abilities of Sanji and Zoro.
It's a 10-ton hammer.
Yeah.
Oh my days! You're gonna keep saying 10 times.
You know what Oda said when Sanji fought Mr. 2? That was like, how much ton did he say that Sanji and Mr. 2 could handle? That was a lot more than that.
I don't know, man. Sounds
To
like
the face? Are you sure?
They were fighting to the face, man.
I mean,
it's just like, bro, the example that you're trying to use that like Sanji can like react, like he's gonna be so fast that he can react to light speed, and it's because of his superior observation haki. Like, are you saying that he can move so fast that like someone like Zoro can't cut him? You know what I mean?
That or like something like
no, obviously,
keep dodging.
The fight between. Yeah, sorry.
So I'll just say like let's just assume that like Sanji can dodge all of his shots, right? But like I don't personally, if that's the case, I don't think he's stepping closer to him while dodging it, right? Like he's gonna run out of like stamina before like Usopp runs out of bullets and shit. That's how
I don't think so.
I disagree because his stamina is crazy. Sanji's stamina is fucking crazy, man. And the end of series stamina, oh my god, I can't even imagine. They're gonna look at all the things they're gonna be having to do now to fight Yonkos, admirals, more other supernovas, other marines. By the time they get to the end of series, all the Straw Hat stamina, especially the monster tree at the moment, will be crazy. Crazy.
I see Sanji able to avoid Usopp's attacks like Luffy avoided Pacifista's attacks. Even when it was aimed at him with the monitors.
So let's go back to the lineage thing though. Who would win in a fight between Usopp and Judge?
That's not a good example.
Come from?
No, like I just want to know what your opinion is.
We don't know how strong. We don't know how strong Judge is.
If you were to guess how strong, I mean, we don't know how strong Usopp is.
One of them are.
Yeah, but
we know yes.
From what we can assume, what would you guess?
But I would say Usopp.
Yeah, I would say Usopp as well. Yeah.
What's going on?
No, but that's just because I think I get your point about lineage, but don't you think that just
no, I know there are factors different. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, to me, it seems like in a series, there's more like feats for Usopp than there will be for Sanji.
I think
Sanji is gonna. Sanji is probably already at Judge's level. You think it's?
Oh no, I think he's stronger than Judge. I think Judge is a scrub. I think Judge is a scrub. I think Ichigo is gonna be Ichigo and Reiju are gonna fight over the next position of the Germa leader. Like I think they're both gonna like have their own like plans in this arc to take over Germa.
I think that's more Ichigo though. I think Ichigo is probably gonna end up assassinating next chapter.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I think Reiju's more of a savage though, because she doesn't even like her family. Like she just pretends to like them. So I reckon she could do some dark shit.
But what happened in the recent chapter though?
Yeah, that's probably look.
If
So
she was a
her
savage, she would be taking that L. Because
Hey,
essentially,
we don't even know.
So if someone loses, they're
that could be.
father.
As I heard in a Brago stream before, that could be a lenient L because you don't know what happens. And sometimes lenient L's, guys.
Okay, yeah, but like I'm just saying, like if she looked like that in that kind of position, would you really think, oh yeah, she's gonna assassinate Judge and take over Germa? You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to keep the image of being strong.
Darkseid.
Yeah, but we don't know what she went through, though.
Sorry, guys, but Darkseid said so. If Kaido punches a projectile, the projectile is going to return the damage.
We don't, like, from what we've seen, because they described it as yes, like it would. But I like
No,
that's
no.
no.
It would kill Usopp, though.
No, if he used it, it'd kill him. Yes, but I'm saying like it's from what we understand, right? It's something that would absorb it. I'm not saying he could use it after it, like it'd be gone, like it would not be there anymore.
No, but I don't know if it can absorb a fucking Yonko punch. That's a bit insane.
I agree with you. Like that's something where, like, from logic, right, it shouldn't. But like from what we understand in the series, what's described to us, it should. You get what I'm saying?
There's a limit to everything. There's a limit to
it has to be a limit to that. Yeah.
Also,
there's a limit to devil fruits, stamina. There's a limit to everything.
Also, the New Kingdom gameplay for the new game.
Oh, okay. There's a gameplay. Okay.
Wait, which game is it? The phone game?
No, the PS4 game that just got out.
Shut the fuck up! There is. Yo, let's go. Yo, yeah, no idea how I time right now.
By the way, guys, I think we should. All right, yeah, I was gonna say we should probably wrap it up because I think we should leave our potential crewmates for another day.
Yeah,
maybe
and then we can rank them.
Are free.
Yeah, and then we can rank them in the ranking as well. If you guys
we can put them to our rankings and stuff. So if you guys are maybe free tomorrow because it's a Sunday, I don't know if you guys are busy.
I'd be free later.
No, that's
I'll be free as well tomorrow. So
I should too. Yeah.
All right, Stebo,
Sorry, yeah.
All right, I'll handle the outro. So thank you guys again for watching another stream. Today we covered the end of series Straw Hats. What we believe are going to be the strongest Straw Hats by the end of the series. You know, from the 9 to the 1. Everyone's got their own opinions. We heard it today. We want to hear you guys in the VOD comment section below afterwards when the video's up. You guys let us know. Do you think Usopp will make top 3? Is Nami worthy of being possibly top 5? You know, is Chopper really at the bottom? We want to hear your guys' thoughts. We'll try to come back again tomorrow. Everyone, let's sign off. DGK, we got Law, we got Evidence, we got Stebo, we got Nikki, we got the whole crew up in here. We're missing a couple members, but that's all good. We'll be back here tomorrow.
Don't forget to thumbs up.
Make sure you like the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. I just want to say a quick shout out. We got 30 subs, so big ups on that. And we're almost 100 views on each video, which I must say I really, really, really appreciate that, you guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
We all do, man. We love that shit. Thank you, people.
Even the ones I was arguing with in the chat. Thanks for being here.
You make these things happen, man. You guys make us enjoy this series even more.
And don't forget to sacrifice one sacrifice every night to God Usopp.
So with that, Outer Haven is done.
All right. By the way, like the stream as well, guys. Don't forget to like the stream.
Yeah, because if you guys like the streams, we'll come back more with more streams. So, like the stream.
We are
Outer Haven.
Peace.
Disassemble.